This one is strictly dedicated to the ultimate soldier, the strongest queen who walked directly through the intense fire, just to keep the freezing rain off my head. Listen to the heavy beating heart of a grateful survivor. We made it out of the absolute bottom because of your heavy sacrifices. Yeah, I am staring at the crack kitchen linoleum, vividly remembering the extremely long nights you stayed awake, working the second minimum wage shift. The heavy metropolitan system was mathematically designed to completely break your spirit, but you carried the massive weight of the entire world on your exhausted shoulders. You scrubbed the dirty floors until your bare hands literally bled, violently fighting the suffocating poverty just to put a cheap plate of hot food on the broken wooden table. The local bill collectors were constantly banging aggressively on our front door, and the police helicopters were flying low over the project roof. But you actively shielded my young innocent eyes from the absolute darkest realities of the concrete jungle. You took the heavy bus rides through the freezing rain, wearing the worn out shoes and the faded winter coat, completely ignoring your own physical pain, just to buy me the fresh canvas sneakers for the first day of the public school. I see the deep wrinkles on your beautiful face. Every single line is a permanent physical scar from the massive undocumented war you fiercely fought to keep our family alive. You gave your entire physical life to the heavy struggle just to see me successfully breathe, fighting the impossible metropolitan odds and the dark negativity that the concrete breathes. I am pouring out the dark liquor and wiping the heavy tears falling directly from my face, because absolutely nobody on this earth can ever mathematically take my mother's place. I dropped the dusty cassette tape into the dashboard of the classic lowrider, cruising slowly down the dangerous boulevards and thinking about your endless unconditional love. The fake friends and the jealous competitors are constantly plotting my violent downfall, but your heavy prayers are the exact unbreakable iron armor protecting my soul from the hollow points. You never had the expensive diamond jewelry or the luxurious foreign vehicles. Your absolute greatest treasure was watching your son physically survive the deadly statistics of the West Coast streets. I remember you crying silently in the dark when the heavy eviction notices arrived, desperately stretching the crumpled single-dollar bills to mathematically delay the absolute inevitable. But you never peacefully surrendered to the corrupt politicians or the desperate corner hustlers. You stood incredibly tall like a fearless general, teaching me how to fiercely demand the absolute maximum respect from a society that completely ignored our existence. I am elevating my heavy street poetry to the massive global stages now, strictly to purchase the expensive real estate and permanently retire my beautiful queen from the freezing project struggle. You gave your entire physical life to the heavy struggle just to see me successfully breathe, fighting the impossible metropolitan odds and the dark negativity that the concrete breathes. I am pouring out the dark liquor and wiping the heavy tears falling directly from my face, because absolutely nobody on this earth can ever mathematically take my mother's place. You gave your entire physical life to the heavy struggle just to see me successfully breathe. I am fighting the impossible metropolitan odds and the dark negativity that the concrete breathes. I am pouring out the dark liquor and wiping the heavy tears, and wiping the heavy tears falling directly from my face, because absolutely nobody on this earth can ever mathematically take my mother's place. The genuine definition of a concrete survivor. Rest your heavy hands now. The painful marathon is officially over. We riding directly into the beautiful sunset for you. Yeah. Are you waking up, resting on the cold concrete floor, listening to the heavy static echoing loudly from the broken radiator? The freezing winter wind is violently howling outside the cracked window glass, forcing my breath to turn into the heavy gray smoke. I lace up the massive waterproof construction boots, tightly pulling the heavy hood of the military jacket completely over my freezing face. We survived the absolute darkest nights, sharing the exact same rusty razor blade in the cheap brown liquor, hiding from the undercover police units inside the dark elevator shafts. When the extreme daily violence suddenly erupts, my genuine brothers do not desperately run for the emergency exit. They firmly stand directly by my side, gripping the cold metal and mathematically protecting the physical perimeter. Our absolute unbreakable loyalty is mathematically forged inside the dangerous project lobbies, a completely untouchable and unshakable bond. Real associates never fold when the heavy federal interrogation officially begins. We carrying the massive heavy burden of our collective neighborhood sins. We walk strictly through the valley of the project shadows, together with the iron tight grip, surviving the extreme metropolitan violence and the sinking physical ship. Authentic brotherhood is the only tactical currency that actually matters in the midnight. We holding the heavy perimeter and permanently defending our original right. We walk strictly through the valley of the shadows, together with the iron tight grip, surviving the extreme project violence and the sinking physical ship. Authentic brotherhood is the only tactical currency that actually matters in the midnight. We holding the heavy perimeter and permanently defending our original right. The local corner veterans are standing closely around the burning trash can, desperately bumping the cracked hands together for a tiny fraction of the necessary heat. The unmarked police cruisers are slowly creeping past the broken street lights, aggressively shining at 9 and high beams directly into our exhausted eyes. They wanna mathematically break our heavy armor mentality, locking the desperate young soldiers inside the closed field cages. We are violently forced to navigate this treacherous concrete minefield without a single valid compass, relying strictly on the paranoid street intuition just to make it back to the broken elevator alive. My black analog pager is securely fastened to my heavy belt, silently vibrating with the urgent tactical coordinates. But I am entirely focused on the present moment, breaking the warm bread on the freezing wooden farm fence with the only individuals I actually trust with my physical life. We do not wear the expensive tailored suits or drink the crystal champagne. We are strictly wearing the heavy boots and drinking the cheap cognac from the glass bottle. I am writing these dark poetic syllables on a torn napkin, permanently documenting the heavy sacrifices. We walk swiftly through the valley of the project shadows, together with the iron tight grip, surviving the extreme metropolitan violence and the sinking physical ship. Authentic brotherhood is the only tactical currency that actually matters in the midnight. We holding the heavy perimeter and permanently defending our original right. Walk strictly. We walk swiftly through the valley of 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 the valley. We walk strictly. I am waking this circle. The authentic circle never breaks under the heavy pressure. Keep your eyes completely open in the dark. They got the searchlights, scanning the entire neighborhood, looking for a single mistake. But the ambition is absolutely bulletproof. Look directly into the eyes of the survivor. I am staring at the eviction notice taped directly to the broken front door, listening to my mother crying silently in the dark kitchen. The heavy California heat is violently rising from the dirty pavement, but my internal blood is running completely freezing cold. I keep the loaded steel directly under my pillow, because the same individuals who smiled in my face at the corner store are secretly plotting my permanent funeral. The undercover detectives are snapping the photographs from the tinted windows, desperately trying to build a heavy federal case and lock me inside the cold penitentiary. Still, I step step out onto the block, wearing the heavy denim, feeling the massive crushing weight of the poverty, trying to subtract my soul from this earth. My black analog pager is vibrating on my hip with the tragic news of another loyal brother catching the fatal hollow points in the dirty alleyway. But I absolutely refuse to peacefully surrender to this corrupt system. I am screaming my undeniable truth directly into the analog microphone until my vocal cords physically bleed. A million jealous eyes permanently tracking my every single move. I got nothing left to lose and an entire heavy world to prove. They desperately wanna see my body buried deep inside the cold dirt, but I am actively riding through the storm and multiplying my street word. A million jealous eyes permanently tracking my every single move. I got nothing left to lose and an entire heavy world to prove. They desperately wanna see my body buried deep inside the cold dirt, but I am actively riding through the storm and multiplying my street word. I dropped the dusty cassette tape directly into the heavy dashboard, turning the analog volume until the bouncer bass line completely shatters the rear view mirror. We cruising slowly down the dangerous boulevards, lined beautifully with the tall palm trees and the yellow police tape. I pour a heavy splash of the dark liquor directly onto the burning asphalt, paying the ultimate maximum respect to the fallen soldiers who never got to celebrate their 21st birthdays. The fake friends who used to break the warm bread at my table are currently whispering my name to the corrupt authorities from the broken payphones. But I possess the fierce immortal heart of a cornered panther, violently fighting my way out of this systemic cage. The extreme trauma and the suffocating poverty forged an unbreakable iron armor completely around my spirit. I am heavily dropping these passionate syllables to permanently document our beautiful and tragic struggle for the entire globe to actively witness. A million jealous eyes permanently tracking my every single move. I got nothing left to lose and an entire heavy world to prove. They desperately wanna see my body buried deep inside the cold dirt, but I am actively riding through the storm and multiplying my street word. A million jealous eyes permanently tracking my every single move. I got nothing left to lose and an entire heavy world to prove. They desperately wanna see my body buried deep inside the cold dirt, but I am actively riding through the storm and multiplying my street word. The absolute undeniable truth of the concrete jungle. Keep your vision completely clear and never let them see your tears falling. Yeah. The individuals counting the loose, copper change, just to ride the city bus in the freezing rain. And all the people who looked at a crumpled $1 bill and saw a massive empire, you know what I'm saying? It is all good, baby, baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read the financial magazines, heavy paper stacks completely changing the neighborhood scenes, hanging pictures of the wealthy icons on my bedroom wall. Every single Saturday praying for the heavy poverty to fall. I let the analog tape rock until my cassette pop, planting the green seeds. The daily hustle absolutely never stopped. Way back when I had the empty pockets and the freezing hands, dodging the bill collectors, making the unreasonable demands. The paper currency was a distant island I was desperately trying to reach, learning the strict mathematics the public schools would never teach. I never thought the folded paper could physically take me this far. Now I'm counting the heavy harvest in the back of the luxury car. Time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. The concrete was a dangerous trap, but the authentic foundation was laid. Born sinner, the absolute opposite of a traditional winner. Remember when I used to split a cheap corner store dinner? Peace to the neighborhood kids stacking the copper coins in the dark, leaving a permanent financial legacy right on the public park. You know very well exactly what the paper means. It changes the dark nightmares directly into the brightest dream. The heavy green harvest is the only way we mathematically rise. Watch the beautiful paper unfold right before your eyes. I made the smooth transition from the freezing poverty line to the absolute top, drinking the expensive vintage wine. And I am far from cheap. I smoke the thickest imported cigars with my original associates resting comfortably at the expensive bars. My entire life is a massive vault, handling the heavy gold. Every single day is a tactical test, watching the paper unfold. No more hiding in the dark, project staircase from the rent, man. Now I wear the tailored silk and execute the master plan. The dollar bill was a literal seed that I planted in the dirt, watering the soil with the heavy tears and the physical hurt. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights flickered and died. Now we sitting in the expensive seats right by the ocean tide. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes, the beautiful old days. Now we calculating the paper in a million different ways. The heavy green harvest mathematically took me out of the hood, just like my beautiful mother always promised it completely would. It is all good.
You know very well
exactly what the paper means.
it changes the dark nightmares directly into the brightest dream.
The heavy green harvest
is the only way we mathematically rise. Watch the beautiful paper unfold right before your eyes.
To all my people planting the seeds in the concrete, keep your physical grip completely tight on the harvest. Do not ever let the paper blow away in the freezing wind. Yeah. Drop the, pour out a heavy splash to the dark liquor on the concrete. But this time it is absolutely not for the deceased soldiers in the dirt. It is strictly for the living warrior actively drowning inside the glass. Listen to the heavy, desperate heartbeat of a brother watching you fall. Yeah, I look directly into your bloodshot eyes, and I can barely recognize my own authentic blood. We used to mathematically navigate these dangerous California streets together side by side, completely dodging the heavy hollow points and the federal traps. But the extreme metropolitan trauma completely shattered your heavy iron shield, and now you are constantly clutching the cheap brown paper bag. You are violently drinking the burning poison just to temporarily erase the intense project nightmares and the screaming sirens. I see your physical hands violently shaking in the early morning light, completely trapped inside a dark glass prison without any metal bars. The corrupt system mathematically placed a dirty liquor store on every single corner of our neighborhood, actively weaponizing the dark addiction to permanently eliminate the strong young warriors before we even reach the age of 25. My black analog pager is vibrating on my hip, but I am entirely ignoring the lucrative street business because I am desperately trying to pull my genuine brother out of the pitch black abyss.
The heavy chains of the dark liquor
are violently dragging your soul
to the concrete floor. You are fighting a massive invisible demon
and completely
losing the physical war. I am desperately screaming your name
through the thick chronic smoke
and the heavy rain. Wake up and fiercely break the glass
before it mathematically subtracts
your entire brain. The heavy chains of the dark liquor
are violently dragging your soul
to the concrete floor. You are fighting a massive invisible demon
and completely
losing the physical war. I am desperately screaming your name
through the thick chronic smoke
and the heavy rain. Wake up and fiercely break the glass
before it mathematically subtracts
your entire brain.
We survived the absolute worst neighborhood shootouts and the freezing penitentiary cells, but this liquid enemy is slowly eating your heavy spirit completely alive from the inside out. You stumble down a broken pavement, completely blind to the jealous predators actively circling your shadow in the dark. I grab you by the heavy denim collar, aggressively shaking your exhausted physical frame, begging you to finally drop the heavy bottle and reclaim your original fearless attitude. The local hustlers are quietly laughing at your absolute physical decline from the corner payphones. The exact same fake individuals who used to completely fear your heavy footprint on a specific block. I absolutely refuse to let the cheap alcohol write your final tragic chapter on this unforgiving asphalt. I am riding directly into the dark storm with you, fiercely fighting the massive invisible demons right by your side until your vision gets completely clear again. We did not survive the extreme poverty just to peacefully surrender our beautiful destiny to a cheap glass bottle of the burning poison.
The heavy chains of the dark liquor are violent
dragging your soul to the concrete floor. You are fighting a massive invisible demon and completely losing the physical war. I am desperately screaming your name through the thick chronic smoke and the heavy rain. Wake up and fiercely break the glass before we mathematically subtract your entire brain. The heavy chains of the dark liquor are violently dragging your soul to the concrete floor. You are fighting a massive invisible demon and completely losing the physical war. I am desperately screaming your name through the thick chronic smoke and the heavy rain. Wake up and fiercely break the glass before we mathematically subtract your entire brain. Drop the heavy glass and look directly at the burning sun. The genuine struggle mathematically requires a completely sober mind. Yeah. This tape is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I would just be another negative statistic. To all the neighbors that called the police on me when I was just bouncing the heavy leather on the concrete until midnight. And all the individuals still trapped in the struggle, using a rusty rim as their only escape. You know what I'm saying?
It is all good, baby.
Baby, it was all a dream. I used to read the glossy sports magazines, heavy orange fear bouncing through the freezing project scenes, hanging pictures of the neighborhood legends on my bedroom wall every single Saturday, trying to completely master the heavy ball. I let the analog tape rock until my cassette pop, shooting at the bent iron rim. The rhythm absolutely never stopped. Yeah, way back when I had the torn canvas on my freezing feet, dodging the unmarked cruisers rolling slowly down the street. The leather rock was my weapon, my definitive escape route, crossing over the daily poverty, leaving absolutely no doubt. I never thought the heavy bounce could physically take me this far. Now I am sipping vintage champagne in the back of the luxury car. Yeah, time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. The concrete was a dangerous trap, but the authentic foundation was laid. Born sinner, the absolute opposite of a traditional winner. Remember when I used to eat a cheap corner store dinner? Peace to the neighborhood kids shooting completely in the dark, leaving a permanent legacy right on the public park.
You know very well
exactly who you are. Do not let them hold you down.
Reach directly for the stars.
The heavy leather rock is the only way we rise. Watch the ultimate crossover
right before your eyes.
Yeah, I made the smooth transition from the freezing pavement to the absolute top, completely escaping the dark enslavement, and I am far from cheap. I smoke the thickest imported cigars with my original associates resting comfortably at the expensive bars. My entire life is a full court press, handling the heavy stress. Every single day is a tactical test. I strictly manifest, no more hiding in the dark project staircase. Now I wear the tainted silk and the heavy gold face. The basketball was a literal globe that I held tightly in my palm, navigating the metropolitan storm, staying incredibly calm. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights flickered and died. Now we sitting in the expensive seats right by the courtside. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes, the beautiful old days. Now we calculating the paper in a million different ways. The heavy orange sphere mathematically took me out of the hood, just like my beautiful mother always promised it completely would. It is all good.
You know very well
exactly who you are. Do not let them hold you down.
Reach directly for the stars.
The heavy leather rock
is the only way we rise.
Watch the ultimate crossover
right before your eyes.
To all my people playing the heavy game of life, keep your physical grip completely tight. Do not ever let the leather slip through your fingers. Yeah. This tape is dedicated to the heavy shells walking the concrete, to the ones who took the freezing wind so we could feel the summer breeze, the compass in the dark alleyways. You know what I am saying.
It is all good, baby, baby.
Yeah. It was all a dream, I used to watch a shadow on the wall. Heavy footsteps catching me every single time I fall. Hanging pictures of the local legends, but he was the true king. Every single Saturday listening to the street corner sing. I let the analog tape rock while he stood by the door, acting like the heavy anchor on the uneven project floor. Way back when the neighborhood was a dangerous maze, he was the bright lighthouse cutting directly through the haze. He was the heavy winter coat when the temperature dropped, making sure the violent madness strictly stopped. I never thought a human shield could carry this much weight, steering my young destiny completely away from the iron gate. Time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. But it is his original sacrifice that got the foundation laid. Born sinner, but he played the role of the saint, keeping me completely clean from the bloody metropolitan paint. Peace to the anchors holding the family down in the dark, leaving a permanent legacy right on the public park.
You know very well exactly what the anchor means. Standing like a giant in the middle of your project scene. The heavy shield is the only way we safely rise. Watch the ultimate sacrifice right before your eyes.
I made the smooth transition from the freezing pavement because he took the heavy blows of the dark enslavement. And I am far from cheap, I smoke the thickest imported cigars, wishing he was sitting with me at the expensive bars. His entire life was a massive bridge over the troubled tide, every single day swallowing his own personal pride. No more hiding in the dark project staircase from the crew. He painted my entire sky beautiful, magnificent blue. The brother was a literal map that I followed in the dirt, absorbing the heavy tears and the extreme physical hurt. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights flickered and died. Now I am sitting in the expensive seat, feeling the massive pride. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes, the beautiful old days. He calculated the safe routes in a million different ways. The human compass mathematically took me out of the hood, just like my beautiful mother always prayed he completely would. It is all good.
You know very well exactly what the anchor means. Standing like a giant in the middle of your project scene. The heavy shield is the only way we safely rise. Watch the ultimate sacrifice right before your eyes.
All the older brothers standing in the freezing rain, keep your broad shoulders strong. Do not ever let the family sink in the metropolitan tide. I am sitting in the freezing project stairwell, lacing up my heavy waterproof boots and analyzing the tactical perimeter. We treat this specific neighborhood block exactly like a dangerous military trench, moving silently through the midnight fog with the absolute precision of a heavy metal tank battalion. My genuine brothers are sitting right beside me in the pitch black darkness, gripping the cold steel and mathematically calculating the enemy movements. We survived the absolute worst metro constitution crossfire, sharing the same stale bread in the cheap corner store liquor while the police sirens violently wailed in the distance when the rival crews aggressively try to penetrate our specific defense lines. My loyal associates do not retreat into the shadows, they step directly into the heavy incoming fire, acting exactly like the thick iron armor protecting the rest of the crew from the devastating armor-piercing rams. We do not accept any new recruits into this specific unit. The perimeter is completely sealed with the barbed wire and the permanent heavy silence. We holding the dangerous front line and rolling with the heavy iron crew, surviving the freezing project winners and violently pushing completely through. Authentic brotherhood is the only tactical shield that actually keeps you alive. We mathematically operating in the dark just to make sure the entire platoon can survive. We holding the dangerous front line and rolling with the heavy iron crew, surviving the freezing project winners and violently pushing completely through. Authentic brotherhood is the only tactical shield that actually keeps you alive. We mathematically operating in the dark just to make sure the entire platoon can survive. I am looking out the shattered window of the 7th floor, watching the broken street lights desperately flickering in the freezing rain. My black and yellow pager is securely fastened to my heavy belt, silently vibrating with the urgent tactical coordinates from the associates holding down the southern sector. Daydream daily paranoia is a permanent disease in this concrete environment, but the absolute trust in my specific circle is the only genuine cure. I remember that terrifying night when we were violently ambushed in a narrow brick alleyway. The heavy artillery completely shattering the humid summer air. My brother took a heavy physical hit to his thick protective vest, absorbing the massive kinetic energy just to ensure my safe tactical withdrawal from the danger zone. That specific level of undeniable military loyalty cannot be purchased with a massive stack of the dirty $100 bill. We are permanently bound by the heavy project scrubber, a completely synchronized machine navigating this treacherous concrete maze. The corrupt authorities are constantly trying to break our heavy silence inside the freezing interrogation rooms, but our lips remain permanently locked like a heavy steel vault. We out in the dangerous spotlight, we rolling with the heavy iron crew, surviving the freezing project winters and violently push it completely through. Off any brotherhood is the only tactical shield that actually keeps you alive. We mathematically operating in the dark just to make sure the entire platoon can survive. We holding the dangerous floodlight and rolling with the heavy iron crew, surviving the freezing project winters and violently pushing completely through. Off any brotherhood is the only tactical shield that actually keeps you alive. We mathematically operating in the dark just to make sure the entire platoon can survive. The authentic armor never cracks under the extreme project pressure. Keep your tactical vision completely clear and trust absolutely nobody outside the heavily armored vehicle. That infamous legacy permanently, we fading directly into the freezing project fog. Or the one staring at the corner store window with a nickel and a prayer. It is a cold world when the green wind stops blowing through the alleyways. But remember, the soul is the only thing they can't put a price tag on. It is all good, baby, baby. It was all a mirage. I used to dream of the large garage. Now I'm just a soldier in a dusty camouflage. The paper is the tide and it is always going out, leaving me stranded on the shore of heavy doubt. I let the analog clock tick, counting the empty days, looking for the sun through the metropolitan haze. Way back when the cover was a desert plain, waiting for the green to fall exactly like the rain. Money is the oxygen, but the room is getting tight, trying to find a fire without a single match to light. I never thought the silence could scream this loud, walking through the city with a heavy gray cloud. Time to get right, ignite the pilot light. The hunger is a beast that bites in the middle of the night. Born broke, the absolute master of the smoke. Remember when the dinner was a single heavy joke? Peace to the hustlers with the holes in their shoes, singing the anthem of the heavy project blues. You know very well what the silence means when the paper is a ghost in the middle of your dream. The empty glass is the only way we see how the shadow of the dollar is chasing you and me. I made the smooth crawl from the bottom of the well with a heavy story that the empty pockets telling. I am far from rich, but the spirit is gold, watching the tragic neighborhood story unfold. The currency is the wind, but the sails are torn, living in the shadows since the day I was born. No more hiding from the shadows in the hall. When you got nothing, you got no place to fall. The nickel was a seed that refused to grow in the middle of the project where the lights are low. We used to fuss when the radiator died in the cold. Now we just trying to keep the heart from getting old. Analog boom boxes, the dusty tapes on the shelf, trying to find the wealth inside your own self. The empty pocket, here's a teacher in the hood teaching me the lessons that the silver spoon never could. It is all good, very well, what the silence means when the paper is a ghost in the middle of your dream. And the empty we see how the shadow of the dollar is chasing you and me. To everybody struggling to catch that green breeze, keep your head up even when you are on your knees. The pocket might be light, but the heart is heavy. Don't let the tide break your mental levy. It is not just a simple physical game on the asphalt. It is the absolute metaphor for this brutal metropolitan survival. Listen to the heavy bounce on the hot pavement and feel the heartbeat. I am staring at the heavy orange sphere tightly gripped inside my callous palms. Every single time I aggressively push this heavy rock toward the cracked concrete, it violently bounces directly back up, exactly like a young warrior completely refusing to stay permanently buried in the ghetto dirt. The jealous defenders are actively reaching in the dark, desperately trying to steal my physical possession and permanently strip my unique destiny right out of my hands. They desperately want to see me mathematically foul out of the daily game of life, securely locked inside the cold penitentiary steel instead of shining brilliantly under the bright stadium lights. I am aggressively dribbling through the dangerous metropolitan crossfire, actively dodging the undercover detectives in the heavy hollow points, exactly like a vicious full court press. My black analog pager is constantly vibrating on the sidelines, but my entire physical focus is strictly locked on the rusty iron rim, representing the ultimate financial freedom. We are playing a massive undocumented championship where the absolute only trophy is successfully surviving to see the next California sunrise. The heavy leather violently hits the concrete, but it always rises back to the top. We navigating the dangerous pavement and absolutely refusing to peacefully stop. A million jealous eyes are watching me violently drive directly through the extreme pain, taking the absolute final shot to permanently escape the freezing metropolitan rain. The heavy leather violently hits the concrete, but it always rises back to the top. We navigating the dangerous pain and absolutely refusing to peacefully stop. A million jealous eyes are watching me violently drive directly through the extreme pain, taking the absolute final shot to permanently escape the freezing metropolitan rain. I dropped the dusty cassette tape directly into the lowrider dashboard after the exhausting physical match, completely drenched in the heavy sweat of the daily hustle. We are all essentially trapped inside this massive chain link cage, mathematically treating every single breath like a desperate offensive possession. The fake associates will quickly pass you the heavy ball when the analog shot clock is completely expired, desperately hoping you take the ultimate blame for the tragic failure. But I possess the fierce immortal heart of a corner panther, confidently shooting the heavy rock directly over the towering obstacles in the corrupt political systems designed to completely block my vision. You can physically hear the heavy squeak of the athletic sneakers on the burning asphalt, a constant desperate symphony of the street survival echoing through the palm trees. The local hustlers are heavily betting their crumpled paper money on my inevitable downfall, actively praying that my heavy shot violently bounces off the backboard. But my authentic soul is perfectly aligned with the universe. I am releasing the heavy leather with the absolute maximum confidence of a fearless general commanding his troops. The heavy leather violently hits the concrete, but it always rises back to the top. We're navigating the dangerous pain and absolutely refusing to peacefully stop. A million jealous eyes are watching me violently drive directly through the extreme pain, taking the absolute final shot to permanently escape the freezing metropolitan rain. The heavy leather violently hits the concrete, but it always rises back to the top. We navigating the dangerous pain and absolutely refusing to peacefully stop. A million jealous eyes are watching me violently drive directly through the extreme pain, taking the absolute final shot to permanently escape the freezing metropolitan rain. The absolute undeniable trajectory of the heavy truth. Keep your grip completely tight and never let the jealous individuals steal your destiny. Yeah. Step directly into the freezing corridors and observe the architecture. Listen to the dark academic truth of the pavement, the extreme survival mathematics. I am sitting in the freezing back row of the dimly lit classroom, completely ignoring the basic chalk dust floating in the paranoid air. The weak students are desperately trying to pass the standard multiple choice quizzes, but I am mathematically focused on a significantly higher level of the Metro Goshen and survival. I'm actively drafting my heavy street master's thesis, carefully transferring the complex tactical drawings and the intricate neighborhood blueprints from one stained page of the yellow notepad directly to the next. The rusty radiator is loudly hissing in the dark corner, perfectly masking the sound of my black analog pages securely vibrating against my hip. We treat this dangerous educational facility exactly like a freezing urban laboratory, testing the raw chemical reactions and the heavy physical pressure of the daily poverty. The rival crews are silently watching my heavy pencil movements, desperately trying to steal my original academic research, but my intellectual property is fiercely guarded by the cold steel hidden deeply inside my canvas backpack. We surviving the freezing hallways and drafting the heavy master's degree, calculating the dark mathematics and completely refusing to peacefully flee from the rusty metal lockers to the absolute top of the concrete class. We holding the paranoid perimeter and violently shattering the glass. We surviving the freezing hallways and drafting the heavy master's degree, calculating the dark mathematics and completely refusing to peacefully flee from the rusty metal lockers to the absolute top of the concrete glass. We holding the paranoid perimeter and violently shattering the glass. The log clock on the crack glass, the wall is ticking incredibly slow, exactly like a heavy mechanical pound down to the inevitable hallway violence. I slide the thick history textbook open, completely hiding the crumpled paper bills and the detailed tactical diagrams of the infamous project perimeter. The strict professors and the cheap brutal suits are constantly questioning about the safe legal pathways, absolutely blind to the heavy warfare erupting directly outside the frosted window canes when the violent mechanical bell finally rings. The crowded corridors instantly transform into a chaotic military trench. I am navigating the dangerous maze, but the absolute precision of Bedecker, the street scholar, keeping my heavy winter hood pulled directly over my freezing eyes. They attempt to permanently trap us inside the silent detention rooms, but my mind is already completely graduated, holding the highest possible honors from the unforgiving University of the cold Queensbridge pavement. I am permanently cementing my heavy academic legacy directly into the freezing asphalt. We surviving the freezing hallways and drafting the heavy master's degree, calculating the dark mathematics and completely refusing to peacefully flee from the rusty metal lockers to the absolute top of the concrete glass. We holding the paranoid perimeter and violently shattering the glass. We surviving the freezing hallways and drafting the heavy master's degree, calculating the dark mathematics and completely refusing to peacefully flee from the rusty metal lockers to the absolute top of the concrete glass. We holding the paranoid perimeter and violently shattering the glass. The infamous street academy never forgives a single tactical mistake. Detect your original blueprints and keep your vision completely clear. This is not a friendly athletic competition. This is a dangerous metropolitan war zone. Listen to the heavy frozen leather hitting the cracked pavement. The infamous Queensbridge tournament. Yeah. I am lacing up the heavy waterproof construction boots because my athletic canvas sneakers are completely destroyed from the concrete. We are stepping directly inside the rusted chain link fence, trapping the intense metro pressure to paranoia inside the faded white painted lines. The freezing December wind is violently howling, making the heavy leather basketball feel exactly like a solid block of frozen ice. We're strictly playing for the crumpled $50 bills, resting in the cold hands of the neighborhood bookies, leaning heavily against the brick wall. You cannot call a simple foul in this specific environment unless you are physically bleeding onto the dirty asphalt. I stare directly into the paranoid eyes of the opposing pre-guard, reading his desperate body language and mathematically anticipating his weak hesitation dribble. I violently snatch the heavy rock right out of his freezing fingers, initiating the fast break and driving aggressively toward the rusted iron rim. My brother catches the heavy pass out of the dark corner, violently throwing it down and shaking the entire steel backboard until the rusty screws physically pop out of the metal frame. We turn in to freeze a street ball court into a dangerous military zone, breaking the physical balance and completely shattering the collarbone. No referees in sight to protect the weak individuals from the intense heat. We mathematically securing the paper and completely dominating the concrete. We turning the freeze a street ball court into a dangerous military zone, breaking the physical balance and completely shattering the collarbone. No referees in sight to protect the weak individuals from the intense heat. We mathematically securing the paper and completely dominating the concrete. The sky turns completely black and the local hustlers parked in heavy luxury vehicles directly against the fence, leaving the high beams completely on just to illuminate the bloody battlefield. The physical exhaustion is heavily setting in, but Leech Stream Project pride mathematically overrides the burning lactic acid inside my freezing muscles. The rival crew is losing their heavy monetary bets. The tempers are violently flaring and they are quietly reaching toward the pockets of they oversized winter jackets. With my black analog page it's securely clipped right next to the code skill tucked securely inside my waistband. A permanent reminder that the specific game is never strictly about the heavy leather ball. I execute a devastating baseline spin move, dropping my heavy shoulder directly into the defender's chest and watching him violently collapse onto the freezing pavement like a discarded mannequin. The crowd erupts in absolute chaos, handing over the thick stacks of dirty paper money, while the defeated opposition nervously walks toward the corner payphone to call their older associates. I am painting this grim fixed masterpiece strictly for the authentic warriors. Won't treat every single offense of possession like a literal life or death situation. We turn in the freezing street ball court into a dangerous military zone, breaking the physical balance and completely shattering the collarbone. No referees in sight to protect the weak individuals from the intense heat. We mathematically securing the paper and completely dominating the concrete. We turn in the freezing street ball court into a dangerous military zone, breaking the physical balance and completely shattering the collarbone. No referees in sight to protect the weak individuals from the intense heat. We mathematically securing the paper and completely dominating the concrete. The heavy iron rim never forgives the weak individuals. Keep your handle perfectly tight on the tactical vision, completely clear. Queensbridge permanently. We stepping out of the freezing steel cage and disappearing into the fog.
Yeah. Can you physically hear the heavy sirens crying in the dark? It is a permanent war zone out here on the west side. Every single breath is a heavy gamble against the concrete. Listen to the passionate heartbeat of the ultimate survivor. I wake up staring directly at the water damage on the cracked ceiling, listening to the heavy police helicopter circling my exact project building. My mother's working two exhausting minimum wage jobs until her bare hands literally bleed. But the completely empty refrigerator remains a constant devastating reality. I keep the cold heavy steel loaded right underneath my pillow, because the bitter jealousy in this neighborhood spreads significantly faster than a deadly plague. The corrupt local politicians completely forget our entire existence until the voting season officially begins, leaving the desperate young soldiers to mathematically calculate our own dangerous survival on the pavement. I step out onto the burning asphalt, wearing the heavy denim, feeling the massive crushing weight of a million judging eyes, completely locked onto my shadow. The undercover detectives are snapping photographs from the dark, unmarked vans, desperately trying to build a heavy federal case against a young man whose only actual crime is refusing to quietly starve to death in the gutter. All these jealous eyes are permanently burning a massive hole in my back. We navigating the deadly concrete and completely avoiding the federal trap. They desperately wanna see my physical body buried deep inside the cemetery dirt, but I am aggressively riding against the heavy wind and multiplying my undeniable worth. All these jealous eyes are permanently burning a massive hole in my back. We navigating the deadly concrete and completely avoiding the federal trap. They desperately wanna see my physical body buried deep inside the cemetery dirt, but I am aggressively riding against the heavy wind and multiplying my undeniable worth. Drop the heavy cassette tape directly into the dusty dashboard of the classic Impala, turning the analog volume all the way to the maximum limit just to completely drown out my internal pain. We are cruising slowly down the dangerous boulevards, lined beautifully with the tall palm trees and the yellow police crime scene tape. I pour a heavy splash of the dark liquor directly onto the hot pavement for my fallen brothers who never got the mathematical chance to see their 21st birthdays. The fake friends who used to break the warm bread at my kitchen table are currently whispering my name to the corrupt authorities from the corner payphones. But I possess the fierce immortal heart of a corner panther, violently fighting my way out of this systemic cage with the raw, unadulterated street poetry, the extreme trauma, and the suffocated poverty mathematically forged an unbreakable lion armor completely around my soul. I am screaming my heavy truth directly into the analog microphone until the entire globe is violently forced to actively listen to our beautiful struggle. All these jealous eyes are permanently burning a massive hole in my back. We navigating the deadly concrete and completely avoiding the federal trap. They desperately wanna see my physical body buried deep inside the cemetery dirt, but I am aggressively riding against the heavy wind and multiplying my undeniable worth. All these jealous eyes are permanently burning a massive hole in my back. We navigating the deadly concrete and completely avoiding the federal trap. They desperately wanna see my physical body buried deep inside the cemetery dirt, but I am aggressively riding against the heavy wind and multiplying my undeniable worth. The absolute undeniable truth of the concrete jungle. Keep your vision completely clear and never let them see your tears falling. West Coast, permanent. We ride until the heavy wheels physically fall off. We're playing for the absolute survival under the broken street lights. Listen to the heavy leather bouncing on the freezing concrete. The dark symphony of the rusty metal rim. I am stepping through the broken chain link fence, wearing the heavy winter coat and the scuffed athletic sneakers. The freezing wind is violently blowing directly across the dirty project courtyard. But the heavy basketball game never mathematically stops for the bitter weather. We do not play on the shiny hardwood floors with the expensive referees blowing the plastic whistle. We are strictly going to war on the freezing pavement where the physical fouls are finally settled. With the bare knuckles, I grip the heavy leather ball with the frozen fingers, staring directly into the paranoid eyes of the local competition. The corner hustlers are standing on the sidelines, clutching the crump or $20 bills, heavily betting on every single crossover and every vicious drive to the iron basket. I aggressively push the heavy rock between my legs, dropping my shoulder and completely shattering the defender's physical balance, exactly like a devastating hollow point shell. He hits the freezing concrete with a heavy thud while I elevate directly through the humid night air and violently smash the ball through the heavy metal chain net. The sound violently echoes through the narrow brick alleyways, exactly like a heavy artillery blast. We mathematically dominate in the freezing concrete and the rusty iron rings, surviving the extreme project warfare and the violence that the midnight brings. No plastic whistles and absolutely no mercy. On this dangerous block, we holding the heavy perimeter and fiercely controlling the heavy ride. We mathematically dominating the freezing concrete and the rusty iron rings, surviving the extreme project warfare and the violence that the midnight brings. No plastic whistles and absolutely no mercy. On this dangerous block, we holding the heavy perimeter and fiercely controlling the heavy ride. The sun finally drops behind the massive brick buildings, and the local associates pull their heavy vehicles directly up to the fence, turning on the high beam headlights just to illuminate the bloody corner. My black analog pager is safely tucked inside my heavy Windsor jacket on the bench, silently vibrating with the urgent numeric codes while I strictly focus on the heavy physical combat. This specific type of street bar requires the absolute maximum military discipline, because the weak individuals are mathematically devoured before they even touch the heavy leathers. We are throwing the sharp elbows in the dark paint, catching the heavy bruises, handed the bloody lips. But nobody ever asked for a single timeout in this concrete war zone. I'm perfectly bred, the paranoid defense low, and the completely bypass right past the defenders, freezing near to my loyal brother, cutting aggressively toward the basket. He catches the helipad and finishes the violent mathematical equation, hanging on the rusty rhythm while the opposing crew angrily curses in the freezing shadows. I am painting this grim cinematic masterpiece strictly for the authentic soldiers who treat the broken basketball guard exactly like a dangerous metrotoxin drain. We mathematically dominating the freezing concrete and the rusty iron rings, surviving the extreme project warfare and the violence that the midnight brings. No plastic whistles and absolutely no mercy on this dangerous block. Beholding the heavy perimeter and fiercely controlling the heavy ride. We mathematically dominating the freezing concrete and the rusty iron ring, surviving the extreme project warfare and the violence that the midnight brings. No plastic whistles and absolutely no mercy on this dangerous block. We holding the heavy perimeter and fiercely controlling the heavy ride. The authentic survival of the fittest on a cracked asphalt. Keep your vision completely clear and your elbows incredibly sharp. Queensbridge permanently. We fading directly into the freezing project darkness. We taking it all the way back to the freezing concrete corners, where this beautiful culture was officially born. Listen to the heavy, undisputed truth of the microphone. I am sitting comfortably inside the smoky and Alec recording studio, writing these complex, heavy syllables directly onto the yellow legal notepad with the thick black marker. I clearly remember the freezing Brooklyn nights, standing under the broken street light, shivering in the oversized winter coat while the heavy boombox blasted the dusty cassette tapes. We were aggressively battling the rival MCs right on the dirty pavement, physically snatching the heavy metal microphone and mathematically dismantling their entire vocabulary in front of the massive neighborhood crowd. We did not have the expensive corporate budgets or the flashy marketing campaigns. We were strictly selling the raw analog mixtapes directly out of the trunk of the rusted 88 Honda Civic. Now I'm aggressively popping the corks on the expensive vintage champagne bottles, pouring the bubbling liquid directly into the crystal flutes to celebrate the massive platinum plaques hanging beautifully on the mahogany walls. My black pager was constantly vibrating with the heavy numerical offers from the desperate record executives, nervously waiting in the lobby with the thick paper contracts and the expensive fountain pens. I completely transformed the raw street poetry into a massive international monopoly, heavily dropping the undeniable mafioso flavor over the scratching turntable needles. We took the scratch vinyl records and built a massive concrete empire. Spitting the heavy, authentic poetry and setting the metropolitan streets on fire. From the dirty project hallways to the absolute top of the musical game, we mathematically conquered the struggle and permanently immortalized the name. We took the scratch vinyl records and built a massive concrete empire. Spitting the heavy, authentic poetry and setting the metropolitan streets on fire. From the dirty project hallways to the absolute top of the musical game, we mathematically conquered the struggle and permanently immortalized the name. I step into the vocal booth and the entire engineering staff completely freezes, watching the undisputed heavyweight champion easily manipulate the heavy atmospheric pressure. The jealous competitors are constantly biting my original physical blueprints, frantically writing inside their cheap notebooks and desperately trying to perfectly mimic my laid-back, confident delivery. But you simply cannot artificially manufacture the genuine Brooklyn struggle. You cannot scientifically replicate the heavy iron mentality that is organically forged inside the dangerous project lobbies. The local disc jockey is aggressively cutting the heavy breakbeat on the dual turntables, physically sliding the crossfader back and forth while I smoothly lay down the undeniable heavy vocals onto the 2-inch magnetic tape. I'm wearing the colorful imported cootie sweater in the heavy gold Jesus piece, standing as the absolute ultimate physical embodiment of this magnificent hip-hop culture. We elevated from the dark freezing basements to the luxurious penthouse suites, proving to the entire globe that the raw authentic street knowledge can mathematically defeat the corrupt corporate system. I am painting these vivid cinematic masterpieces strictly for the dedicated individuals who still respect the heavy analog boom bap in the undisputed essence of the microphone. We took the scratch vinyl records and built a massive concrete empire, spitting the heavy authentic poetry and setting the metropolitan streets on fire. From the dirty project hallways to the absolute top of the musical game, we mathematically conquered the struggle and permanently immortalized the name. We took the scratch vinyl records and built a massive concrete empire, spitting the heavy authentic poetry and setting the metropolitan streets on fire. I'm from the dirty project hallways to the absolute top of the musical game. We mathematically conquered the struggle and permanently immortalized the name. Yeah, the heavy golden era of the authentic street rhythm. I keep the microphones completely hot and the analog tape spinning. Brooklyn permanently. We fading out into the heavy vinyl static.
This is the ultimate heavy alarm clock. We violently waking you up from the fake illusion. Get out the way.
Yeah. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate heavy alarm clock. We violently waking you up from the fake illusion.
Get out the way.
Get out the way. First off, completely disregard your peaceful slumber and the fairy tales you constantly preach. You are walking completely blind through a dangerous war zone, resting your heavy head on a soft pillow of lies. You claim you have the perfect vision, but your entire reality is a fabricated hallucination. You are a literal sleepwalker standing in the middle of a massive violent intersection. I am the heavy bucket of freezing water splashed directly onto your face. You dream about the peaceful luxury, but I am mathematically calculating the extreme street survival in the pitch black dark. The corrupt system puts you in a permanent coma, feeding you the sweet poison while they silently steal your physical freedom. I am violently shaking your shoulders and breaking the hypnotic trance. You are paralyzed by the heavy slumber, but I'm the living, breathing nightmare, bringing the absolute raw truth directly to your front door. We violently shattering the comfortable glass of your fake sleep. You are drowning in the deep illusion while the real soldiers weep. I am the heavy alarm bell ringing directly inside your brain. Wake up and face the absolute maximum reality of the concrete rain. We violently shattering the comfortable glass of your fake sleep. You are drowning in the deep illusion while the real soul wake up and face the absolute maximum reality of the concrete rain. Grab your heavy boots and physically open your eyes. We are aggressively tearing down the velvet curtain. You were floating on a cloud of complete ignorance, actively refusing to see the violent poverty bleeding right under your expensive balcony. They injected you with the invisible sedative, making you completely numb to the massive struggle of the starving people. But my vocal cords are a literal earthquake, designed to completely shatter your fragile dreamscape. Do not ever tell me to lower my voice or respect your quiet time. I am screaming the raw, unadulterated street poetry until your perfect hallucination completely collapses into the dirt. We are pulling you directly out of the soft sheets and throwing you onto the burning asphalt. You cannot peacefully hit the snooze button when the revolution is standing right in your bedroom. I'm the absolute, undeniable insomnia, the raw truth that keeps you sweating in the middle of the dark night. We violently shattering the comfortable glass of your fake sleep. You are drowning in the deep illusion while the real soldiers weep. I am the heavy alarm bell ringing directly inside your brain. Wake up and face the absolute maximum reality of the concrete rain. We violently shattering the comfortable glass of your fake sleep. You are drowning in the deep illusion while the real soldiers weep. I am the heavy alarm bell ringing directly inside your brain. Wake up and face the absolute maximum reality of the concrete rain. Yeah. Recognize the absolute difference between the heavy truth and your soft fantasy. You cannot physically sleep through the actual war. Open your eyes before the heavy reality violently crushes your entire existence. We are the permanent insomnia. No more peaceful dreams for the fake individuals, fading completely into the harsh daylight. I am violently hunting in my sleep. We taking the entire banquet right now. Get out the way! I wake up violently with my stomach growling like a vicious hound, tearing through the dark alleys of my own mind just to hunt the scraps on the ground. Yeah, you send me these heavy dreams of searching through the empty garbage cans, but this midnight starvation is exactly how you execute your corrupt metropolitan plans. Yeah, you want me desperately crawling on my knees, begging for a single bite, but this extreme hunger is giving me the ultimate power to physically fight. I am aggressively scouring the barren wasteland of this concrete hell. I can smell the massive feast you are hiding behind your expensive hotel. Yeah, this endless search for the bread is a massive metaphor for the raw respect you hoarding the heavy resources while my physical neighborhood is completely wrecked. I am not looking for a cheap handout. I am hunting for the absolute truth. Breaking the heavy padlock off the pantry and feeding the starving youth. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. Yeah, I see the fake politicians and the greedy cowards eating the lavish meals in my deep sleep, while I'm desperately digging through the dirt trying to find a promise you could never keep. You want me to wake up exhausted from searching for the missing crumbs, but I am fiercely marching to the beat of the heavy military drums. This mental famine was strictly created to keep the project hallways completely blind, but I am devouring the raw knowledge and feeding my physical mind. I absolutely refuse to let a starving dream dictate my physical heartbeat. I am hunting for the absolute justice directly on the burning street. Every single empty cupboard in this dream is a heavy target on your back. I'm bringing the raw explosive power to the sudden midnight attack. You thought I was starving
starving to death, but I was just sharpening my heavy teeth, tearing down the deceptive architecture and exposing the lies underneath. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault, eating the feast today. You try to show me the dark visions of the empty fields and the dry dirt, trying to convince my spirit that my internal navigation permanently fails to find the word. But the extreme hunger in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I'm strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof vest. The real starvation is the corrupt system stealing the hope on the block, while you waste my time with the empty plates ticking on the analog clock. And violently breaking the glass of the psychological maze you design, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted skyline, erasing every single shadow trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the desperate hunt into the raw fuel for the heavy fire, climbing out of the dark starvation and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed a starvation to take absolute control, but I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. Yeah. Keep your fake scraps and your locked iron doors. We are hunting for the absolute maximum reality on the concrete. You cannot starve a soldier who already learned how to eat the actual pain. I am the ultimate apex predator.
You sending me these heavy visions of the old classroom, sharing a broken yellow pencil and dodging the neighborhood terror. The schoolboy in my dreams is exactly like a dangerous anchor, pulling my physical soul into the deep, making me remember a time when the concrete was just a playground and the promises were actually cheap. He is a literal ghost sent by the system to make me hesitate when I need to squeeze the heavy trigger. But the violent reality of this metropolitan war zone is mathematically getting bigger. I am the iron fist that violently shatters the chalkboard and the nostalgic illusion,
Dragging my own mind
back to the absolute heavy street confusion. You dreaming of the recess bell, but all I hear is the heavy artillery. I traded the elementary books for a master degree in the project misery.
Wake up and leave the past behind
Before the nostalgia
becomes your permanent grave. I remember the days when the sun was so bright.
before the heavy shadows
Follow the light. Come back to the yard where we used to play.
do not let the violent concrete take you away.
I am the gentle echo of the boy you used to be,
The last innocent memory.
you will ever see.
Yeah, grab your heavy boots because that innocent friend in my sleep is a fatal weakness in disguise. I am the living, breathing thunder that is going to aggressively open my own exhausted eyes. You talking about the old days like they hold the absolute key to my peace, but out here on the burning asphalt, the predatory madness will absolutely never cease. You let a golden memory of a childhood associate turn your warrior armor into paper, leaving your physical body completely exposed to the toxic metropolitan vapor. I absolutely refuse to let a schoolyard ghost dictate my physical survival on this block. I am the undisputed king of the pavement, paying strict attention to the tick and clock. Every single laugh from the past is a heavy link in an invisible
chain,
dragging my spirit backward
through the mud and the freezing rain.
You were paralyzed by the old photo albums, while the local predators smell the fresh blood.
I am dragging my own soul out of the nostalgic track
and throwing it back into the mud.
I remember the days when the sun was so bright,
before the heavy shadows
swallow the light. Come back to the yard where we used to play.
do not let the violent concrete take you away.
I am the gentle echo of the boy you used to be,
The last innocent memory
you will ever see.
I am pulling the heavy curtain directly over the old neighborhood window. You cannot hide from the heavy storm by remembering a peaceful meadow. I see my own subconscious trying to negotiate with a phantom while the real soldiers are dying. The idea that we can never go back to being innocent kids is just a massive violent lying. You think remembering your oldest friend makes you human, but it makes you a casualty waiting to happen. Caught completely off guard in the present moment with absolutely no heavy weapon. The streets do not have any mercy for a man who falls in love with his own history. We are stepping into the dark mind and completely solving the heavy mystery. I am the ice water splashed directly onto my own face in the middle of the dark,
Leaving a permanent raw legacy
right on the burning public park. You better burn the old yearbooks and
mathematically recalculate your regressive position,
because out here in the real world
we are on a completely different mission. I remember the days when the sun was so bright,
for the heavy shadows
follow the light. Come back to the yard where we used to play.
do not let the violent concrete take you away.
I am the gentle echo of the boy you used to be,
The last innocent memory.
you will ever see.
Yeah. Recognize the absolute trap. You cannot win the actual war if you are busy playing in the sandbox in your sleep. The concrete does not care about who you sat next to in the 3rd grade. That ghost is just target practice for the real world.
Wake up and claim your destiny on the burning asphalt.
Leave the kids in the past.
We are the permanent nightmare for the weak.
West Coast, thug life forever.
Faded into the cold morning air.
I see you cowardly spirits trying to infiltrate my heavy slumber, sending me the dark visions of my parents bleeding on the concrete. You think this psychological warfare is gonna break my physical mind? We violently breaking the generational curse right now. Get out of my head! First off, completely disregard these haunting nightmares trying to pull me under. Every single night I close my eyes and see my ancestors struggling through the heavy thunder. You send me the dark dreams of my mother working until her bones completely shatter, trying to convince my soul that my daily survival does not even matter. I see the ghost of my father chained to a desperate minimum wage illusion, but I am aggressively waking up and causing the absolute street confusion. You use the heavy memory of my family trying to mentally defeat me, hoping I peacefully accept the exact same tragic project destiny. But this haunted sleep is just pouring premium gasoline on my burning rage. I am violently ripping my entire bloodline out of your corrupt metropolitan cage. I am screaming at the midnight shadows until the bedroom walls physically shake. I am the ultimate warrior that the generational poverty could absolutely never break. We violently burning down the haunted dreams of the heavy past. My family bled on the concrete, but I am built to mathematically last. You try to trap my heavy mind inside the dark ancestral pain, but I am waking up and riding directly through the freezing rain. We violently burning down the haunted dreams of the heavy past. My family bled on the concrete, but I am built to mathematically last. You try to trap my heavy mind inside the dark ancestral pain, but I am waking up and riding directly through the freezing rain. Grab your heavy armor because the sleep deprivation is turning me into a dangerous beast. I absolutely refuse to let the corrupt system feast on the deceased. The nightmare show me the eviction notices and the empty broken plates, but I am aggressively kicking down the heavy iron
generation. But I'm the raw, unadulterated anger of the entire starving nation. Every time I close my heavy eyelids, the psychological attack strictly begins, trying to make me pay the heavy price for the original project sins. But I am gripping the heavy steel underneath my pillow in the pitch black dark. I am leaving the permanent bloody legacy right on the public park. You cannot mentally assassinate a soldier who completely conquered the night. I am stepping out of the haunted sleep and walking directly into the violent physical fire. We violently burning down the haunted dreams of the heavy past. My family bled on the concrete, but I am built to mathematically last. You try to trap my heavy mind inside the dark ancestral pain, but I'm waking up and riding directly through the freezing rain. We violently burning down the haunted dreams of the heavy past. My family bled on the concrete, but I am built to mathematically last. You try to trap my heavy mind inside the dark ancestral pain, but I am waking up and riding directly through the freezing rain. Yeah! Recognize the unbreakable bloodline. You cannot use the dark memory of my parents to keep me permanently paralyzed. I am the absolute nightmare for your corrupt system now. We breaking every single invisible chain, taking absolute control of the future, fading completely into the morning light. Yeah.
This tape is dedicated to the architects of the block, the ones who laid their own physical bodies down in the mud so we could walk across with the clean sneakers. The older brothers acting exactly like the concrete bridge over the troubled water. You know what I'm saying? It is all good, baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to watch the local project scenes, heavy concrete bridge spanning across the darkest ravines, hanging pictures of the hustlers on my bedroom wall. But he was the solid pillar, completely refusing to fall. I let the analog tape rock while he took the heavy weight, standing exactly like a fortress at the iron gate. Way back when I had the hand-me-down clothes on my back, he was absorbing all the heavy pressure from the daily attack. The human bridge was the only safe passage I could take, swallowing the bitter truth just for my personal sake. I never thought the solid structure could carry this much pain, shielding my young shoulders from the freezing metropolitan rain. Time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. But it is his original sacrifice that got the foundation laid. But it is his original sacrifice that got the foundation laid. Born sinner, the absolute opposite of a traditional winner. He gave up his own plate just to buy me a hot dinner, piece to the cornerstones, holding the family in the dark, leaving a permanent legacy right on the public park. Yeah, you know very well exactly what the heavy bridge means, carrying the massive weight of your magnificent dreams.
The solid foundation is the only way we safely rise.
Watch the beautiful structure
touch the project sky.
I made the smooth transition from the freezing poverty lane, because he absorbed the heavy thunder and the physical strain. And I am far from cheap, I sip the vintage wine in the glass, because he paid the dirt road so my shiny Cadillac could pass. His entire life was a massive umbrella in the dark storm, keeping the younger generation incredibly safe and warm. No more hiding in the dark project staircase from the cold. He gave up his youth just to see my success story unfold. The brother was a literal staircase built out of heavy stone, taking all the violent damage completely to the bone. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights flickered and died. Now I'm sitting in the expensive seats, feeling the massive pride. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes on the floor. He physically took the heavy locks off the opportunity door. The human bridge mathematically took me out of the hood, just like my beautiful mother always prayed he completely would. It is all good.
It is all good. You know very well exactly what the heavy bridge means,
carrying the massive weight,
carrying the massive weight of your magnificent dreams.
The
solid foundation.
The solid foundation is the only way we safely ride.
Watch the beautiful structure.
Touch the project sky.
To all the cornerstones,
Oh,
holding up the heavy roof.
oh, oh,
Keep your posture completely straight in the wind.
oh.
Do not ever let the
Family structure
collapse on the concrete. Brooklyn,
permanently.
we walking safely across the bridge tonight.
The young soldiers growing up in the eye of the storm before they even know their own names. It is a mathematical equation of survival. Listen to the heartbeat of the concrete. I am looking in the cracked mirror of my mother's hallway, seeing the face that is aging way too fast for a 15-year-old. Being a teenager in this concrete jungle is not a simple season of life. It is a heavy military draft into a war we never asked for. We are like raw iron, being thrown directly into the burning furnace, getting hammered by the extreme poverty and the violent neighborhood pressure, until we either break or become a dangerous weapon. I see my little associates trading their school notebooks for the heavy steel, thinking the flickering street lights of the only stars they will ever reach. We are the unfinished poems written on the back of the eviction notices, trying to find a beautiful rhythm while the police sirens are constantly screaming in our ears. The puberty is not about the changing voice, it is about the heavy choice between the legal path and the fast lane, where the finish line is the cold cemetery dirt. We are the sparks flying in the middle of a pitch black night, fighting the massive storm just to prove that we are right. The youth is a heavy battleground and we are the front line, trying to find a piece of heaven while we serve our time. We are the sparks flying in the middle of a pitch black night, fighting the massive storm just to prove that we are right. The youth is a heavy battleground and we are the front line, trying to find a piece of heaven while we serve our time. I'm riding on the city bus with the heavy Walkman headphones, trying to drown out the sound of the desperate gunshots echoing through the palm trees. My black and analog pager is vibrating with the numeric codes of another fallen friend, a tragic reminder that childhood ends the exact second you witness the extreme metropolitan violence. We are like young trees trying to grow tall under the heavy shadow of the prison walls. Our roots get entangled in the dark secrets of the asphalt. They want to see us strictly as a threat, but we are just children searching for the ultimate guidance in a world that only offers the handcuffs and the cold interrogation rooms. I am writing the street gospel with the bloody knuckles and the heavy tears, promising the next generation that the sun will eventually rise over the project roof. We are the roses that refuse to die in the freezing winter, blooming with the fierce aggression of a soldier who finally knows his own worth. We are the sparks flying in the middle of a pitch black night, fighting the massive storm just to prove that we are right. The youth is a heavy battleground and we are the front line, trying to find a piece of heaven while we serve our time. We are the sparks flying in the middle of a pitch black night, fighting the massive storm just to prove that we are right. The youth is a heavy battleground and we are the front line, trying to find a piece of heaven while we serve our time.
To every young brother and sister trapped in the struggle, keep your head high and your heart pure. The transition is painful, but the destination is legendary. Thug life forever. West Coast. West Coast. West Coast. West Coast. West Coast. West Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no respect for the counterfeit soldiers. You walk around the concrete jungle acting like a fierce predator. but your entire survival kit was completely purchased by your father. This is the ultimate hostile. Take over the fake plastic thrones. We stripping off the borrowed armor right now. Get out the way. Get out the way. First off, completely disregard your fake tough attitude and the luxurious fabric on your back. You never had to mathematically calculate your physical survival when the refrigerator was completely black. You claim you are a dangerous rebel from the dangerous streets, but your mother signed a heavy check for those expensive leather boots on your feet. Your inherited wealth is exactly like a giant fragile glass shield. It looks incredibly shiny until you step onto the actual violent battlefield. You waving that silver spoon exactly like a loaded heavy weapon, but you never spend a single solitary second in the desperate intersection. I am violently exposing the massive trust fund illusion, causing the absolute maximum panic in the heavy street confusion. You cannot buy the authentic physical scars with the generational paper. You are just a temporary tourist choking on the real metropolitan vapor. You sitting incredibly high on a fake plastic throne built by your family tree, claiming the heavy struggle, but you are absolutely nothing like me. Your inherited paper is a fragile glass armor that is destined to break. We aggressively hunting down
Every single
silver spoon fake. You sitting incredibly high on a fake plastic throne built by your family tree, claiming the heavy struggle, but you are absolutely nothing like me. Your inherited paper is a fragile glass armor that is destined to break. We aggressively hunting down
every single
silver spoon fake. Grab your heavy imported jackets and run directly back to the luxurious estate.
While your family locking,
You completely out of the authentic project gate. You try to perfectly mimic our heavy slang and our aggressive street posture, but underneath the expensive disguise, you were just a terrified imposter. Your father's heavy bank account cannot physically purchase the raw, unadulterated respect.
what the heavy thunder strikes?
Your fragile financial fortress will completely wreck. I bled directly on this burning asphalt just to mathematically build my undeniable name. Why you use the massive family inheritance to completely bypass the dangerous game? We are aggressively ripping the borrowed crown directly off your head. Walking completely blind through a war zone where the genuine soldiers bled. Do not ever disrespect the authentic poverty with your counterfeit pain. We are washing your fake reputation away in the freezing metropolitan rain. You sitting incredibly high on a fake plastic throne built by your family tree, claiming the heavy struggle, but you are absolutely nothing like me. Your inherited paper is a fragile glass armor that is destined to break. We aggressively hunting down every single silver spoon fake. You sitting incredibly high on a fake plastic throne built by your family tree, claiming the heavy struggle, but you are absolutely nothing like me. Your inherited paper is a fragile glass armor that is destined to break. We aggressively hunting down every single silver spoon fake. Yeah, recognize the absolute difference between the project mud and the expensive marble. You can never physically purchase the authentic heart of a street survivor. Take your daddy's paper and hide behind the massive iron gates. We are running the actual pavement. Fake rebels, fake rebels, fading completely into the heavy smoke. Yeah, this tape is dedicated to the architects of the defense, to the ones who stood like heavy iron armor when the neighborhood artillery started barking, the masters who knew exactly how to rewire a broken circuit and bring the light back to the dark basement. You know what I'm saying? It is all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read the glossy street magazines, heavy metal shield protecting me from the project scenes, hanging pictures of the champions on my bedroom wall. But he was the heavy armor, completely refusing to fall. I let the analog tape rock while he checked the perimeter, measuring the street voltage, the ultimate human centimeter. Way back when the cupboard was a dark empty void, he was the heavy structure that could never be destroyed. My associate was the master key to the rusted iron gate, helping me mathematically recalculate my entire fate. I never thought a loyal brother could carry this much steel, keeping my hands steady on a classic mahogany wheel. Time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. But it is his original loyalty that got the foundation laid. Born sinner, the absolute opposite of a traditional winner. He shed his last copper coin just to buy me a hot dinner. Peace to the heavy tanks holding the block in the dark, leaving a permanent legacy right on the public park. Yeah, you know very well
Exactly what the armor means.
protecting the fragile beauty of your magnificent dream.
The master of the circuit is the only way we ride.
Watch the heavy light
Ignite, oh, right before your eyes.
right before your eyes. I made the smooth transition from the freezing poverty lane, because he was the iron shell absorbing the physical strain. And I am far from cheap, I sipped the vintage nectar in the glass, because he cleared the wreckage so my heavy vehicle could pass. His entire life was a massive blueprint in the dark storm, keeping the younger generation incredibly safe and warm. No more hiding in the dark project staircase from the cold. He helped me rewire the system and watch the glory unfold. The brother was a literal shield built out of heavy plate, taking all the metropolitan damage just to make me great. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights flickered and died. Now I'm sitting in the expensive seats, feeling the massive pride. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes on the floor. He physically took the heavy locks off the opportunity door. Yeah, the human armor mathematically took me out of the hood. Just like my beautiful mother always prayed, he completely would. It is all good. You know very well
Exactly what the armor means.
protecting the fragile beauty of your magnificent dream.
Master of the circuit is the only way we ride.
Watch the heavy light
Ignite,
oh,
right before your eyes.
to all the brothers acting like a heavy iron wall, keep your physical defense tight in the freezing wind. Do not ever let the family circuit lose the original power. Brooklyn permanently, we celebrating the ultimate victory tonight. Yeah, keep an empty place. I wake up violently clutching my empty stomach in the middle of the night, dreaming about the barren cupboards and losing my physical sight. You send me these dark visions of the empty plates and the broken glass, but this starvation is just a metaphor for the way you treat the lower class. They wanna see my spirit completely malnourished and desperately weak, hoping the hunger paralyzes my jaw so I can absolutely never speak. But this dream of the empty refrigerator is just fueling my extreme rage. I am a starving panther violently breaking out of your metropolitan cage. Yeah, you try to starve my mind of the absolute truth and the actual facts, but I am feeding on the raw anger and preparing my heavy attacks. Every single hollow dream is a reminder of the physical project pain. I am digesting the extreme struggle and riding through the freezing rain. The heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design a starvation to take absolute control. But I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. The heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design a starvation to take absolute control. But I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. Yeah, I see the fake politicians in my sleep eating the lavish expensive meals, while the genuine soldiers are starving as you negotiate the dirty deals. You want me to wake up begging for the crumbs falling off your heavy table, but my aggressive appetite is completely vicious and absolutely unstable. This mental famine was strictly created to keep the neighborhood completely blind, but I am devouring the raw knowledge and feeding my physical mind. I absolutely refuse to let an empty dream dictate my physical heartbeat. I'm hunting for the absolute justice directly on the burning street. Every single growl in my stomach is a heavy drum beating for the war. I am violently kicking down your luxurious mahogany dining room door. I am taking the heavy plates and completely shattering your greedy feast. The extreme starvation just awaken the absolute unstoppable beast. The heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design the starvation to take absolute control, but I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. The heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design the starvation to take absolute control, but I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. You try to show me the dark visions of the empty fields and the dry dirt, trying to convince my spirit that we are permanently destined to hurt. But the extreme hunger in the night is just the fire igniting in my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the heavy bulletproof vest. The real starvation is the extreme poverty, stealing the hope on the block, while you waste my time with the empty visions ticking on the analog clock. I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological famine you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia in the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the metropolitan skyline, harvesting the heavy truth crying across my physical boundary line. We are turning the empty dreams into the raw fuel for the heavy fire, climbing out of the dark starvation and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design a starvation to take absolute control, but I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. Yeah, the heavy dreams of the empty plates are trying to break my soul. They mathematically design a starvation to take absolute control, but I am turning the deep hunger into a massive undeniable weapon. We taking the entire feast without a single solitary second of hesitation. Yeah, keep your empty plates and your fake psychological famines. We are feeding on the raw. We are feeding on the raw reality, walking on the concrete. You cannot starve a soldier who already learned how to eat the actual pain.
We bringing the absolute nightmare to your front door.
Get out the way.
Yeah, I wake up in the freezing dark with the cold sweat on my face. Realizing the mountain of gold in my sleep was a total disgrace. Yeah, you dream about the heavy jewelry and the silk on your bed, while the predatory system is putting the price on your head. This green mirage is exactly like a heavy sedative drug, keeping you paralyzed while they sweep your soul under the rug. I see you smiling in your slumber like a cowardly fool, thinking you own the kingdom while you just a broken tool. I am the iron reality that shatters your golden glass, violently kicking you out of the dream and onto the grass. You chasing the shadow of a silent in the middle of the night, but I am the sunrise, bringing the absolute violent light.
Don't let the golden ghost keep you in the deep.
The paper in your dream,
The paper in your dreams is a promise you can't keep.
you're waking up
You're waking up to the hunger and the grave.
while the master of the shadow
Steals your life away.
Yeah.
It's just a dream.
a hollow paper scheme. Grab your heavy boots because the illusion is officially dead. I am the living, breathing thunder inside your exhausted head. You talk about the riches like you actually possess the key, but you still trapped in the same project misery as me. You let the dream of the paper turn your heart into stone, leaving your brothers behind just to sit on a ghostly throne. I absolutely refuse to close my eyes and see the fake wealth. I am mathematically calculating the street survival and my mental health. Every single $100 bill in your sleep is a heavy chain, dragging your physical spirit through the freezing metropolitan rain. I am the absolute insomnia, the raw, unadulterated truth, ripping the velvet curtains off the windows of the youth. Get out of the bed and face the heavy steel.
Don't let the golden ghost keep you in the deep.
The paper in your dreams,
The paper in your dreams is a promise you can't keep.
you're waking up
You're waking up to the hunger and the grave.
while the master of the shadow,
Steals your life away.
yeah,
It's just a dream.
a hollow paper scheme. Yeah, recognize the absolute difference between the heavy truth and the golden hallucination. You cannot buy your freedom in your sleep. Wake up and claim your destiny on the burning asphalt. We are the permanent nightmare for the system. West Coast.
Thug life forever. Fading into the harsh daylight, daylight, daylight.
I see you all acting completely out of character. You let that green poison infect your entire brain. This is a direct attack on every single fake individual who sold their authentic soul for a piece of dirty paper. We are bringing the absolute cure right now. Get out the way. Get out the way. Yeah. Get out the way. Yeah. First off, completely erase my name from your dirty mouth. If you are infected with the green venom, you claim we are loyal brothers, but you let the crumpled paper destroy your entire physical momentum. This currency is not a blessing. It is a highly contagious, deadly disease running strictly through the concrete veins. It is the exact same invisible iron chain keeping my people permanently locked inside the metropolitan cages. You see a thick stack of the $100 bills and you completely lose your authentic mind, leaving your fundamental loyalty and your raw street principles completely behind. The green paper is the actual heavy ammunition loaded directly into the chamber, turning a lifelong trusted friend into a completely unpredictable, dangerous stranger. I am watching you violently backstab your own blood over a microscopic piece of the treasury dirt. I am completely immune to the toxic poison, multiplying my absolute undeniable worth while you drown in the heavy curse. It is the heavy green venom actively destroying the physical soul, taking absolute control and swallowing the fake individuals completely whole. You sold your authentic loyalty for a fistful of the dirty paper. Now you breathing the toxic gas and choking on the poisonous vapor. Yeah, it is the heavy green venom actively destroying the physical soul, taking absolute control, swallowing the fake individuals completely whole. You sold your authentic loyalty for a fistful of the dirty paper. Now you breathing the toxic gas and choking on the poisonous vapor. Grab your heavy steel because the sickness is spreading rapidly through the neighborhood block. They are physically killing each other just to control the shiny numbers on the ticking analog clock. I absolutely refuse to let the green plague dictate my physical heartbeat. I am standing incredibly tall with my heavy military boots firmly planted on a burning street. You count your dirty coins in the dark and think you actually possess the absolute power. But that same toxic paper is going to violently consume you in your final desperate hour. We are going directly to war against the greedy parasites infected by the metropolitan greed. I am cutting the head
watching the corrupt financial system completely bleed. Do not ever approach my physical perimeter if you are carrying that contagious green virus. I am the absolute untouchable force, a completely fearless rebel walking straight through the heavy fire. We tearing your paper empire down to the concrete. It is the heavy green venom, actively destroying the physical soul, taking absolute control, swallowing the fake individuals completely whole. You sold your authentic loyalty for a fistful of the dirty paper. Now you breathing the toxic gas and choking on the poisonous vapor. It is the heavy green venom, actively destroying the physical soul, taking absolute control, swallowing the fake individuals completely whole. Sold your authentic loyalty for a fistful of the dirty paper. 93, now you breathing the toxic gas and choking on the poisonous vapor. Yeah, the antidote is the absolute truth. We are completely immune to your toxic paper. Keep your dirty money. We are operating on absolute respect and permanent loyalty. You let the green disease rot your entire foundation. West Coast, we are violently burning the green venom to the ground. Get completely out of my face. Fading into the smoke. Fading into the smoke.
First off, wipe that pathetic smile completely off your face before you catch a heavy hollow point. You spending your nights chasing the phantom while the concrete is actively plotting your ultimate disappointment. This girl in your dreams is exactly like a beautiful poison running through your veins, making you completely forget the strict street code and the absolute reality of these project lanes. She is a literal siren sent by the corrupt system to keep your eyes tightly closed, while your enemies are moving through the shadows, completely unopposed. I am the iron reality that aggressively shatters your velvet hallucination, violently dragging you back to the war and the heavy metropolitan frustration. You dreaming of a sweet perfume, but all I smell is the burning gunpowder. Every time you close your eyes, the sirens of the police are getting significantly louder. Wake up and grab your heavy steel before the dream becomes your permanent grave. I am screaming at you until my vocal cords completely snap. You are walking blindfolded directly into a fatal trap.
I am the beautiful vision of the gold and the light,
the one who keeps you sleeping peacefully through the night.
do not ever wake up to the cold and the gray.
Just let the heavy shadows take your spirit away.
I am the gentle kiss of the silent lake,
The absolute last.
beautiful thing inside your head.
Grab your heavy boots, because the angel in your sleep is a violent demon in disguise. I am the living, breathing thunder that is gonna force open your exhausted eyes. You talking about a gentle voice like it holds the absolute key to the ultimate peace. But out here on the burning asphalt, the violent madness will absolutely never cease. You let a golden mirage turn your warrior heart into a pile of dirt, leaving your loyal brothers unprotected while you reaching for a ghost under the shirt. I absolutely refuse to let a dream dictate my physical survival on the block. I am the undisputed king of the pavement, paying strict attention to the ticking clock. Every single smile she gives you is a heavy link in your iron chain, dragging your soul through the mud in the freezing metropolitan rain. You are paralyzed by the velvet sheets, while the local predators smell the fresh blood. I'm dragging your physical body out of the bed and throwing you into the project mud.
I am the beautiful vision of the gold and the light,
The one who keeps you sleeping peacefully through the
do
night.
not ever wake up to the cold and the gray.
Just let the heavy shadows take your spirit away.
I am the gentle kiss of the silent lake,
The absolute last.
beautiful thing inside your head.
I am pulling the heavy curtain directly off the bloody window. You cannot hide from the heavy storm blowing through the dangerous metal. I see you trying to negotiate with a phantom while the real soldiers are dying. Your entire nocturnal existence is just a massive exercise in the violent lying. You think you are a romantic king, but you are just a casualty waiting to happen. Caught completely off guard with absolutely no heavy weapon. The not have any mercy for a man who falls in love with an illusion. We are stepping into your bedroom and bringing the absolute heavy confusion. I am the ice water splash directly onto your face in the middle of the dark, leaving a permanent raw legacy right on the public park. You better shake off that heavy slumber and mathematically recalculate your position, because out here in the real world, we are on a completely different mission. We tearing down the green world and burning the silk sheets to the ground.
I am the beautiful vision of the gold and the light,
The one who keeps you sleeping peacefully through the night.
do not ever wake up to the cold and the gray.
Just let the heavy shadows take your spirit away.
I am the gentle kiss of the silent lake,
The absolute last.
beautiful thing inside your head.
Yeah, recognize the absolute trap. You cannot win the actual war if you are busy chasing a ghost in your sleep. The concrete does not love you, and that girl in your head is just a bullet with a pretty face. Wake up and claim your destiny on the burning asphalt before you lose it all. We are the permanent nightmare for the weak individuals. West Coast, Doug life forever.
Stay away, fading into the cold morning air.
I ain't got no words for the weak individuals trying to cage us in. This is the ultimate hostile takeover, the teenage riot. We completely breaking the mold and tearing down your entire establishment.
Get out the way.
First off, completely disregard your strict traditional rules and the lies you constantly teach. We are the raw, unchained energy, walking directly out of your reach. You claim you understand the masses' growing pains, but you are absolutely blind to the fire running strictly through our veins. We treat this awkward transition exactly like a heavy loaded weapon, stepping into the chaotic battleground without a single second of hesitation. Every single school hallway is a dangerous war zone. We are fiercely fighting for the absolute right to claim our own throne. You try to permanently lock us inside the silent detention rooms, but we are the loud, undeniable thunder, bringing the absolute doom to your peaceful afternoon. I am screaming at the top of my lungs until the window glass physically shatters, because finding my own authentic identity is the only thing that actually matters. You cannot control the beast
Once it is completely unleashed.
we busting through the heavy gates of the restricted youth, spitting the absolute fire and demanding the unadulterated truth. You cannot successfully contain the massive energy we violently bring. This is the ultimate teenage riot. Hear the heavy alarm bells ring. We busting through the heavy gates of the restricted youth, spitting the absolute fire and demanding the unadulterated truth. You cannot successfully contain the massive energy we violently bring. This is the ultimate teenage riot. Hear the heavy alarm bells ring. Grab your heavy boots and your ripped denim. We are marching directly against the grain, completely ignoring the fake guidance and the artificial pain. They look at my aggressive attitude and immediately classify me as a permanent threat, but I am just a young general placing my absolute maximum bet on my own survival. The massive hormone rush is exactly like pouring the premium gasoline directly onto the open fire. We are pushing the extreme limits and climbing significantly higher. Every single violently slammed bedroom door is a literal artillery blast. We are aggressively burning down the bridges to your outdated past. Do not ever tell me to calm down and follow the standard routine. I am the most dangerous and unpredictable force that you have ever physically seen. We are violently ripping off the temporary training wheels and riding directly into the dark storm, absolutely refusing to peacefully conform. We taking the absolute maximum control right now. We busting through the heavy gates of the restricted youth, spitting the absolute fire and demanding the unadulterated truth. You cannot successfully contain the massive energy we violently bring. This is the ultimate teenage riot. Hear the young rebels standing up against the heavy pressure. We are completely taking over the entire curriculum.
We are running this concrete jungle now.
Get completely out of our way before you get trampled.
Fading out into the absolute chaos.
This tape is dedicated to the rough drafts, to the young individuals caught completely in the middle of the storm, trying to find the proper rhythm before the big championship fight. The ones erasing the heavy pencil marks on the yellow paper just to get the story right. You know what I'm saying? It is all good, baby, baby. Yeah. It was all a dream. I used to read the fictional magazines, heavy growing pains hiding directly behind the local scenes, hanging pictures of the older legends on my bedroom wall every single Saturday, trying to learn how to walk before I fall. I let the analog tape rock while my voice started to break, figuring out the exact difference between the authentic and the fake. Yeah, way back when I had the awkward fit and the oversized clothes, taking the heavy emotional hits and the sudden unexpected blows. The teenage years were a literal sparring ring in the dark, throwing the wild punches, just trying to leave a permanent mark. I never thought the dusty sketchbook could physically take me this far. Now I am the finished masterpiece, riding in the luxury car. Time to get paid, blow up exactly like a massive parade. But it is the messy original draft where the foundation was laid. Born beginner, completely trying to figure out the proper dinner. Remember when the patience was running significantly thinner. Peace to the neighborhood kids making innocent mistakes in the dark, leaving the temporary shadow right on the public park.
You know very well
exactly what the rough draft means,
turning the awkward nightmares
directly into the brightest dreams.
The heavy training ground is the only way we
naturally rise.
watch the beautiful ink dry
right before your eyes. I made the smooth transition from the freezing middle ground to the absolute top, where the finished heavy product is found. And I ain't far from cheap, I wear the custom tailored suit, because I survived the bitter winter just to taste the sweet fruit. My entire youth was a massive puzzle with the missing pieces, every single day folding the heavy paper into the complex creases. No more hiding in the dark. Project staircase from the ultimate truth. I completely graduated from the heavy university of the youth. The aqua phase was a literal seed that I planted in the dirt, growing incredibly strong through the absolute maximum hurt. We used to fuss when the yellow street lights told us to go inside. Now we are making the adult rules and feeling the massive pride. Analog boom boxes, the heavy dusty tapes, the beautiful old days. We navigated the teenage labyrinth in a million different ways. The rough draft mathematically took me directly out of the hood, just like the original blueprint always promised it completely would. It is all good.
You know very well
exactly what the rough draft means,
turning the awkward nightmares
directly into the brightest dreams.
The heavy training ground
is the only way we naturally rise.
watch the beautiful ink dry
right before your eyes. So, to all the unfinished books, currently writing their own authentic chapters, keep your heavy pencil moving steadily across the paper. Do not ever let the temporary mistakes stop the final glorious story. I wake up violently shaking from a vision of the old man standing in the dark. bearing the heavy scars of the struggle. Right on the freezer in public park. You send me these heavy dreams of my father with the broken chains on his feet. Trying to convince my soul that I am permanently destined for the exact same defeat. But this ghost in my sleep is just a massive metaphor for your corrupt design. Hoping I silently inherit the trauma and fall perfectly into the survival line. You broke his physical spirit and mathematically pushed him into the early grave. Now you use his memory to try and turn me into an obedient metropolitan slave. But I am violently rejecting the heavy blueprint of the generational pain. I am the undisputed king, aggressively riding through the freezing rain. I am not my father, I am the raw, unadulterated vengeance he could never achieve. I am the absolute, undeniable truth that you cowards are forced to believe. Yeah. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of the past to trap me inside the hallucination. I am breaking the bloody cycle and bringing the violent reality to your nation. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of the past to trap me inside the hallucination. I am breaking the bloody cycle and bringing the violent reality to your nation. I see the exhaustion in his eyes every single time I close my heavy lids. A permanent reminder of how the greedy system completely starves the project kids. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the exact same fear that swallowed him whole. But I am fiercely marching with the heavy steel to take absolute physical control. This mental inheritance was strictly created to keep the neighborhood permanently blind. But I am leaving the dark alleys of the generational curse completely behind. I absolutely refuse to let a haunted dream dictate my physical heartbeat. I am hunting for the absolute justice directly on the burning street. Every single drop of sweat on his brow is a heavy drum beating for the war. I am violently kicking down your luxurious mahogany dining room door. I am taking a heavy load and completely bypassing the tragic history. I am solving the dark metropolitan murder and exposing the absolute mystery. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of the past to trap me inside the hallucination. I am breaking the bloody cycle and bringing the violent reality to your nation. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of the past to trap me inside the hallucination. I am breaking the bloody cycle and bringing the violent reality to your nation. You try to show me the dark visions of the empty bottles and the desperate tears, trying to convince my spirit that my internal navigation is paralyzed by the years. But the extreme anger in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on a heavy armor and a heavy bulletproof vest. The real phantom is the corrupt system, stealing the hope on the black eye. Why you waste my time with the ancestral ghosts ticking on the analog clock? I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological prison you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted skyline, erasing every single shadow, trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the ancestral pain into the raw fuel for the heavy fire. Climbing out of the dark history and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of the past to trap me inside the hallucination. I am breaking the bloody cycle and bringing the violent reality to your nation. The heavy dreams of the old man are trying to drag me underneath the dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot use the ghost of
Inspiring memories to defeat the end your fake generational curses. We are writing our own physical destiny on the concrete. You cannot break a soldier who already learned how to defeat the ghosts of the past. I am the ultimate evolution.
Yeah. You cowards think dreaming about my school days is some kind of a nostalgic tune. You send me these dark visions of throwing chairs and breaking the classroom glass. But this childhood rebellion is a massive metaphor for how I treat your upper class. They wanted me to sit quietly in the back and mathematically memorize their lies. But I was the absolute menace, putting the permanent fear directly into the teacher's eyes. This schoolyard hooligan in my sleep is the original seed of my violent street attack. I was writing the raw, unadulterated truth right on the chalkboard behind your back. You tried to program my physical mind with your fake history and your desperate rules, but I am violently taking over the entire curriculum and exposing the absolute fools. We are aggressively pulling the fire alarm and burning your corrupt establishment down. I am the undisputed king of the rebellion, taking absolute control of this concrete town.
The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
And violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
boundary line.
We are
throwing the heavy textbooks through the window and starting the actual war.
I am the absolute undisputed hooligan, kicking down your mahogany
principal door.
Yeah.
The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
And violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
boundary line.
We are
throwing the heavy textbooks through the window, starting the actual war.
I am the absolute undisputed hooligan, kicking down your mahogany
principal door.
I see the jealous enemies acting like the fake hall monitors in my deep sleep, trying to give me a strict attention while the dangerous predators slowly creep. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the fear of the permanent suspension, but I am fiercely walking through the hallways, commanding the absolute maximum attention. This mental vandalism was strictly created to show me how the corrupt system operates. I'm jumping the high fences and violently smashing the heavy iron school gates. I absolutely refuse to let a weak authority figure dictate my physical heartbeat. I'm taking the aggressive playground tactics and strictly applying them to the street. Every single broken window in my dream is a heavy target on your political back. I'm bringing the raw explosive power to the sudden midnight physical attack. I'm taking the heavy chalk and drawing the permanent outline of your defeat. You cannot hide from the rebellious education raining down on a burning street.
The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
And violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
boundary line.
We are
throwing the heavy textbooks through the window, starting the actual war.
I am the absolute undisputed hooligan, kicking down your mahogany
principal door. The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
I am violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
boundary line.
We are
throwing the heavy textbooks through the window, starting the actual war.
I am the absolute undisputed hooligan, kicking down your mahogany
principal door.
You try to show me the dark visions of the empty lockers and the silent halls, trying to convince my spirit that my chance of survival mathematically falls. But the extreme adrenaline in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof military vest. The real detention is the corrupt system trapping my people on the project block. Why you waste my time with the school bells ringing on the analog clock? I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological academy you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted metropolitan skyline, crossing over every single shadow, trying to guard my physical boundary line. We are turning the childhood rebellion into the raw explosive fuel for the fire, expelling the fake authorities and reaching significantly higher.
The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
And violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
Boundary line. We are throwing the heavy textbooks through the window and starting the actual war.
I am the absolute, undisputed hooligan kicking down your mahogany
Principal door. The heavy dreams of the broken classroom are the ultimate undisputed sign.
and violently erasing your fake lessons and crossing the physical
Boundary line. We are throwing the heavy textbooks through the window, starting the actual war.
I am the absolute, undisputed hooligan kicking down your mahogany
Principal door.
Yeah, keep your fake detentions and your corrupt education. You cannot discipline the soldier who was strictly raised by the absolute concrete. I am the permanent dropout of your fake society. We taking the whole.
Putting me in a psychological maze in my deep sleep. You think I'm gonna lose my physical direction in this concrete labyrinth? I am the absolute undeniable compass. We breaking the walls down right now. Get out the way! Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
I wake up violently sweating from a twisted metropolitan hallucination. Wandering through the endless dark project hallways with absolutely no destination. You send me these heavy dreams of the dead ends and the broken street signs, trying to blur my vision and permanently cross my physical boundary line. You want me wandering completely blind in the middle of your mental maze, but this getting lost metaphor is just a cowardly game that the enemy plays. You set up the fake detours and the invisible traps in the pitch black, hoping I fall off the edge of your artificial maps and never make it back. But I am violently smashing through the solid brick walls of your deception. I do not need your fake guidance or your poisonous direction. I am mathematically calculating my own route through the extreme danger. I am the absolute apex predator hunting down every single stranger. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed a labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I'm aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. Me breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed the labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I'm aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. We breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. I see the shifting shadows and the revolving doors in my deep sleep. A heavy psychological prison where the local predators slowly creep. You want me to wake up completely confused and desperately begging for a guide. But I am fiercely riding with the heavy loaded steel strictly by my side. This mental disorientation was strictly created to keep the neighborhood permanently blind. But I am leaving the dark alleys of your manipulation completely behind. I absolutely refuse to let a twisted dream dictate my physical route. I'm marching with the heavy military boots and violently breaking out. Every single dead end in this dream is just a wall waiting to be destroyed. I am bringing the raw explosive power into the empty void. You thought I was lost, but I was just taking the absolute maximum control, tearing down the deceptive architecture and reclaiming my soul. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed the labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I'm aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. We breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed a labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I am aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. We breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. You try to show me the dark visions of the endless circles and the lost trails,
trying to convince my spirit that my internal navigation permanently fails. But the extreme confusion in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof vest. The real labyrinth is the corrupt system stealing the hope on the block. Why you waste my time with the shifting corridors ticking on the analog clock? I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological maze you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia in the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted skyline, erasing every single shadow trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the dead ends into the raw fuel for the heavy fire, climbing out of the dark labyrinth and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed the labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I am aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. We're breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. The heavy dreams of the dark maze are trying to swallow me whole. They mathematically designed the labyrinth to steal my physical soul. But I am aggressively burning the map and finding my own violent way. We're breaking out of the twisted tunnels and stepping directly into the day. Yeah. Keep your fake maps and your artificial dead ends. We are paving our own physical streets on the concrete. You cannot confuse a soldier who already memorized the actual battlefield. I am the absolute compass. Get out the way.
Yeah. Keep your fake nightmares and your cheap psychological tricks. We are the living reality, walking on the concrete. I wake up violently kicking the heavy sheets off my freezing bed. These manufactured nightmares are actively trying to infiltrate my head. You send these dark illusions of the monsters hiding in the pitch black. But I am the absolute undisputed general leading the physical attack. They want me completely paralyzed by the imaginary demons in my deep sleep, hoping I quietly surrender to the fear and join the flock of the blind sheep. But this nighttime terror is just a massive metaphor for your corrupt control, trying to put a heavy iron padlock completely around my authentic soul. I am sweating out the extreme poison of your psychological warfare, stepping onto the burning asphalt without a single solitary care. You think the dark shadows in the bedroom are gonna make my spirit break? I am the literal earthquake causing the entire metropolitan foundation to shake. The heavy nightmares are trying to drag me underneath the dirt, but I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. I am bringing the violent reality directly to your entire nation. The heavy nightmares are trying to drag me underneath the dirt, but I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. I am bringing the violent reality directly to your entire nation. I see the fake associates turning into the bloodthirsty snakes in the dark, leaving the venomous bite marks right on the public park. This bad dream is exactly how you cowards operate in the actual daylight, hiding behind a scary mask because you were absolutely terrified to fight. You use the heavy fear tactics to keep the neighborhood permanently blind, but I am mathematically deleting the terror completely out of my mind. I absolutely refuse to let a bad dream dictate my physical heartbeat. I am marching with the heavy military boots directly on into the burning street. Every single monster in my sleep has the exact face of a jealous competitor, but I am the apex predator, the ultimate
dirt. But I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. I am bringing the violent reality directly to your entire nation. The heavy nightmares are trying to drag me underneath the dirt, but I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. I am bringing the violent reality directly to your entire. You try to show me the dark visions of the prison cells and the early graves, trying to convince my spirit that we are permanently destined to be slaves. But the extreme terror in the night is just a weakness leaving my chest. I'm strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof vest. The real nightmare is the extreme poverty starving the children on the block, while you waste my time with the ghost ticking on the analog clock. I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological cage you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the metropolitan skyline, erasing every single shadow trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the bad dreams into the raw fuel for the heavy fire, climbing out of the dark abyss and reaching significantly higher. The heavy nightmares are trying to drag me underneath the dirt, but I am aggressively waking up and multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. I am bringing the violent reality directly to your entire nation. The heavy nightmares are trying to drag me underneath the dirt, but I am aggressively waking up. And multiplying my physical worth. You cannot trap a fierce warrior inside a fake hallucination. And bringing the violent reality directly to your entire nation. Yeah, keep your fake nightmares and your cheap psychological tricks. We are the living reality, walking on the concrete. You cannot scare a soldier who already survived the actual hell.
You close your eyes and see this beautiful stranger, thinking she represents the ultimate peace. But I see right through the perfect disguise. She is the ultimate violent setup, the beautiful face of the permanent dirt. We violently rejected the trap right now. Get out the way! First off, completely erase that angelic face from your heavy memory before she drags you directly to the graveyard. You send me these vivid dreams of a beautiful unknown woman walking through the mist, offering a soft hand to hold. But this gorgeous stranger in my sleep is exactly like a loaded gun pointed directly at my spine, making me let my guard down and step completely out of the survival line. She is a literal assassin, sent by the Grim Reaper to make me hesitate when I need to defend my physical space. But the violent reality of this metropolitan war zone does not care about a pretty face. I am the iron fist that violently shatters the seductive illusion, dragging my own mind back to the absolute heavy street. Confusion, you dreaming of a sweet kiss, but all I taste is the metallic blood. I traded the romantic fantasies for a master degree in the project mud. Wake up and leave the beautiful stranger behind before her embrace becomes your permanent grave. She is the beautiful phantom dancing in the dark, leaving the deadly poison right on the public park. Do not let the unknown angel take your soul away. She is the absolute darkness hiding in the grave. Wake up and grab the heavy steel before the morning light. The beautiful stranger is a violent trap in the middle of the night. Grab your heavy boots, because that gorgeous stranger in your sleep is a fatal weakness in disguise. I am the living, breathing thunder that is going to aggressively open my own exhausted eyes. You talking about a flawless beauty like she holds the absolute key to my escape. But out here on the burning asphalt, the predatory madness is taking a completely different shape. You let a golden vision of an unknown queen turn your warrior armor
the fresh blood. I'm dragging my own soul out of her soft arms and throwing it back into the mud. She's the beautiful phantom dancing in the dark, leaving a deadly poison right on the public park. Do not let the unknown angel take your soul away. She is the absolute darkness hiding in the grave. Wake up and grab the heavy steel before the morning light. The beautiful stranger is a violent trap in the middle of the night. Yeah. And pulling a heavy curtain directly over the deceptive window. You cannot hide from the heavy storm by following a stranger into the shadows. I see my own subconscious trying to negotiate with a phantom while the real soldiers are dying in the street. The idea that this unknown girl brings the peace is a massive violent deceit. You think chasing a beautiful dream makes you lucky, but it makes you a casualty waiting to happen. Caught completely off guard in the present moment with absolutely no heavy weapon. The streets do not have any mercy for a man who falls in love with a deadly hallucination. We are stepping into the dark mind and completely destroying the fake infatuation. I am the ice water splash directly onto my own face in the middle of the dark, leaving a permanent raw legacy right on the burning public park. You better burn the image of the face and mathematically recalculate your regressive position, because out here in the real world we are on a completely different mission. She is the beautiful phantom dancing in the dark, leaving the deadly poison right on the public park. Do not let the unknown angel take your soul away. She is the absolute darkness hiding in the grave. Wake up and grab the heavy steel before the morning light. The beautiful stranger is a violent trap in the middle of the night. Here, recognize the absolute trap. You cannot win the actual war if you're busy chasing a beautiful phantom in your sleep. The concrete does not care about the angel in your dreams. That unknown girl is just death wearing a beautiful mask. Wake up and claim your destiny on the burning asphalt.
Yeah. You send me these dark visions of my old hooligan friends starting a blind fight. But this chaotic ghost in my sleep is exactly what you want me to be tonight. You want me swinging blindly in the dark, completely driven by the stupid rage. So you can easily lock my physical body inside your heavy iron cage. This reckless associate in my dream is a massive metaphor for the trap you set. Hoping I lose my mathematical focus and drown in the violent metropolitan sweat. But I am violently rejecting the blind chaos and the stupid hooligan games. I am the undisputed general, aggressively taking down your actual names. We are turning the reckless anger into a massive, undeniable, calculated strike. I am tearing down your entire corrupt establishment exactly how I like. The heavy dreams of the wild hooligan are a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak.
We are taking the blind rage
and turning it into a heavy military machine.
I'm the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous projects.
The heavy dreams of the wild hooligan are a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak.
We are taking the blind rage
and turning it into a heavy military machine.
I am the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous projects.
I see the fake predators hoping I completely lose my mind in my deep sleep. Hoping I act like a wild dog so you can treat me like the blind sheep. You want me to wake up throwing the heavy bottles at the empty concrete wall, while you hide in the shadows waiting for my physical empire to completely fall. The This mental hooligan is the unguided missile that you desperately want me to fire. But I am strictly channeling the heavy artillery and reaching significantly higher. I absolutely refuse to let a reckless memory dictate my physical heartbeat. I organize in the raw power and systematically taking over the burning street. Every single broken window in my dream is a lesson in the absolute control. I'm violently rejecting the chaos and protecting my authentic physical soul. I'm taking the heavy iron and strictly applying aggressive principles to the block. You cannot hide from the calculated vengeance ticking on the heavy analog clock. Heavy dreams of the wild hooligan are a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak.
We are taking the blind rage
And turning it into a heavy military machine.
I am the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous projects.
The heavy dreams of the wild hooligan of a violent trap for the weak. They're mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak.
We are taking the blind rage
And turning it into a heavy military machine.
I am the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous projects.
You try to show me the dark visions of the street brawls and the bloody knuckles. Trying to convince my spirit that my heavy intellectual armor permanently buckles. But the extreme adrenaline in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I'm strapping on the heavy strategy in the bulletproof military vest. The real hooligan is the corrupt system violently robbing my people on the block. While you waste my time with the chaotic illusions ticking on the analog clock. I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological right you design, leaving the heavy paranoia in the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted metropolitan skyline, crossing over every single shadow, trying to guard my physical boundary line. We can turn the wild hooligan energy into the raw explosive fuel for the fire, crushing the fake authorities and pulling my entire bloodline significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the wild hooligan, a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We've taken the blind rage and turning it into a heavy military machine. I am the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous projects. The heavy dreams of the wild hooligan, a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We've taken the blind rage and turning it into a heavy military machine. I am the absolute undisputed king of the most dangerous project scene. Yeah. Keep your fake chaos and your blind rage. You cannot trick a soldier into losing his absolute focus. I am not a reckless punk on the corner. I am the absolute mathematical description of your entire fake empire. We taking the whole block with extreme precision. I see you walking around wearing the mask of my old brother, acting like we still share the exact same blood and the same dirt. But this old friend routine is just a heavy anchor trying to physically sink my ship. You were just a ghost of my weakness. Get out the way. I wake up violently and see your familiar face standing in the dark shadows. You bring the heavy memories of the old block and the broken project windows. You claim you are an old friend coming to check on my physical survival, but you were just a massive metaphor for my toxic past arriving on arrival. You want me to sit down and peacefully reminisce about the empty days, hoping I completely lose my focus in this violent metropolitan maze. You are the absolute comfort zone, trying to put a heavy chain around my neck, waiting for my entire empire to become a bloody physical wreck. I am violently rejecting the handshake from a phantom of yesterday. I am mathematically calculating my future and blowing your illusion away. You think I share history gives you a permanent past to my mind? I am leaving the old weakness and the fake loyalty completely behind. The heavy memories of the old friends are a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. The heavy memories of the old friends are a violent trap for the weak. A violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. Yeah, I see the fake smiles and the old handshakes in my deep sleep. A heavy psychological prison where the nostalgic predators slowly creep. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the loyalty to a dead-end street, while the real enemies are actively plotting my ultimate physical defeat. This mental reunion was strictly created to make my iron armor crack, but I am fiercely watching every single shadow creeping behind my back. I absolutely refuse to let a toxic memory dictate my physical heartbeat. I am organizing the raw power and systematically taking over the burning street. Every single shared secret from the past is just a weapon you were planning to use. I am violently cutting the cord and lighting the heavy explosive fuse. I am taking the heavy steel and strictly applying the aggressive principles to the block. You cannot hide from the calculated separation ticking on the heavy and the log clock. The heavy memories of the old friends are a violent trap for the weak. Violent trap, mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. The heavy memories of the old friends are a violent trap for the weak. A violent trap for the weak. Mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. You try to show me the dark visions of the playground and the rusty swings, trying to convince my spirit that the past is where the true loyalty clings. But the extreme clarity in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I'm strapping on the heavy strategy in the bulletproof military vest. The real enemy is the comforting lie that tells you to peacefully relax, while the concrete jungle is preparing for the heavy midnight attacks. I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological cage you designed, leaving the old friendships and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sunrise and aggressively over the twisted metropolitan skyline, crossing over every single shadow, trying to guard my physical boundary line. We are turning the old friend into the raw explosive fuel for the fire, crushing the fake nostalgia and pulling my entire bloodline significantly higher. The heavy memories of the old friends are a violent trap for the weak. A violent trap for the weak. Mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. The heavy memories of the old friend of a violent trap for the weak. I'm mathematically calculating the absolute vengeance every time I speak. We are burning the old photographs and turning the ashes into dust. I am the absolute undisputed king and the only soldier I can trust. Yeah. Keep your fake nostalgia and your old stories. You cannot trick a soldier into looking completely backward. I'm not a prisoner of my own history. We burning the old bridges to light up the path forward. But this basketball game in my sleep. But this basketball game, But this basketball game in my sleep is a massive metaphor for the violent street attack. I remember stepping on the concrete with the raw sneakers squeaking on the floor. You think we were just shooting hoops, but we were mathematically preparing for the absolute war. Every single heavy dribble on the pavement was a heartbeat in the dangerous zone. I was learning how to violently defend my physical territory and protect my own throne. You fake associates try to play the heavy defense, but you are completely out of breath. This is not a friendly neighborhood tournament. This is the sudden physical death. I am violently crossing over the corrupt system and driving directly to the paint. We are aggressively shattering the glass backboard and leaving your fake empire faint.
The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test. I'm taking the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival and mathematically rewriting the project laws.
The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test.
I'm
taking the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival and mathematically rewriting it. The project laws. I see the jealous enemies trying to violently steal the ball in my deep sleep, thinking you can block my absolute physical destiny while the dangerous shadows creep. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the fear of missing the ultimate shot, but I am fiercely driving through the violent traffic and taking absolutely everything you got. This mental basketball game was strictly created to show me who the real champions are. I am the absolute apex predator, shooting the heavy artillery from incredibly far. I absolutely refuse to let a weak opponent dictate my physical heartbeat. I am dunking the raw truth directly on your head and taking over the street. Every single foul on the asphalt was a heavy lesson in the actual project pain. I am violently taking the free throws and washing your fake reputation in the freezing rain. I am taking the heavy rock and strictly applying the aggressive principles to the block. You cannot hide from the final buzzer ticking on the heavy analog clock.
The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test.
I'm taking
the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival and mathematically rewriting it. The project laws.
The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test. I'm taking the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival and mathematically rewriting it. Project law. You try to show me the dark visions of the missed free throws and the broken rims, trying to convince my spirit that my chance of survival is mathematically grim. But the extreme adrenaline in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof athletic vest. The real foul is the corrupt system illegally changing the score on the block. Why you waste my time with the shot clock ticking on the analog clock? I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological stadium you design, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted metropolitan skyline, crossing over every single shadow trying to guard my physical boundary line. We are turning the first game on the court into the raw explosive fuel for the fire,
Winning the violent championship and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test. I'm taking the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival and mathematically rewriting it. The project laws.
The heavy dreams of the concrete court are the ultimate undisputed test. I'm taking the violent shot and aggressively beating my physical chest.
There are absolutely
No referees to blow the whistle when the heavy metal draws.
We are playing for the absolute survival
and mathematically rewriting the project laws.
Yeah.
Keep your fake defense. Keep your fake defense. You cannot block a soldier who was strictly raised by the original concrete court. I am the absolute undisputed MVP of the physical survival. We taking the whole championship back for the streets. No referees, no timeouts.
I am violently hunting in my sleep. We taking the entire banquet right now. Get out the way. I wake up violently with my stomach growling like a vicious hound. Tearing through the dark alleys of my own mind just to hunt the scraps on the ground. You send me these heavy dreams and searching through the empty garbage cans. But this midnight starvation is exactly how you execute your corrupt metropolitan plans. You want me desperately crawling on my knees begging for a single bite. But this extreme hunger is giving me the ultimate power to physically fight. I am aggressively scouring the barren wasteland of this concrete hell. I smell the massive feast you are hiding behind your expensive hotel. This endless search for the bread is a massive metaphor for the raw respect. You hoarding the heavy resources while my physical neighborhood is completely wrecked. I am not looking for a cheap handout. I am hunting for the absolute truth. Breaking the heavy padlock off the pantry and feeding the starving youth. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. I see the fake politicians and the greedy cowards eating the lavish meals in my deep sleep. While I am desperately digging through the dirt trying to find a promise you can never keep. You want me to wake up exhausted from searching for the missing crumbs, but I am fiercely marching to the beat of the heavy military drums. This mental famine was strictly created to keep the project hallways completely blind. But I am devouring the raw knowledge and feeding my physical mind. I absolutely refuse to let a starving dream dictate my physical heartbeat. I am hunting for the absolute justice directly on the burning street. Every single empty cupboard in this dream is a heavy target on your back. I am bringing the raw explosive power to the sudden midnight attack. You thought I was starving to death, but I was just sharpening my heavy teeth, tearing down the deceptive architecture and exposing the lies underneath. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent and finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. You try to show me the dark visions of the empty fields and the dry dirt, trying to convince my spirit that my internal navigation permanently fails to find the worth. But the extreme hunger in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof vest. The real starvation is the corrupt system stealing the hope on the block, while you waste my time with the empty plate sticking on the analog clock. And violently breaking the glass of the psychological maze you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. And the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted skyline, erasing every single shadow trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the desperate hunt into the raw fuel for the heavy fire, climbing out of the dark starvation and reaching significantly higher. Every
dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent, finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault, eating the feast today. The heavy dreams of the desperate hunt are trying to break my soul. They mathematically designed the starvation to take absolute control. But I am aggressively tracking the scent, finding my own violent way. We breaking into the heavy vault and eating the feast today. Yeah, keep your fake scraps and your locked iron doors. We are hunting for the absolute maximum reality on the concrete. You cannot starve a soldier who already learned how to eat the actual pain. I am the ultimate apex predator.
You cowards think a dream about my grandfather is gonna make me peacefully forget. You cowards, You cowards think a dream about my grandfather is gonna make me peacefully forget. You send me these visions of the old man resting quietly in this wooden chair, thinking his memory will make me soft and suddenly start to completely care. Yeah, but this ghost in my sleep is the original architect of this violent concrete. He was mathematically calculating the survival before you even walk the street. You think a spirit is telling me to put down the heavy steel and forgive your lies? I see the absolute raw, unadulterated vengeance burning in his ancient eyes. He built this entire neighborhood with his calloused hands and his physical blood. And now your fake associates are dragging his sacred legacy through the mud. I am violently channeling the raw power of the original ancestral king. We are aggressively stepping on your throat and taking back absolutely everything. The heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my physical hand. His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment,
Tearing your fake empire apart.
I'm mathematically injecting the old school venom right into
To your heart.
Yeah, the heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my
Physical hand.
His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment,
Tearing your fake empire apart.
I am mathematically injecting the old school venom right
Into your heart.
I see the fake predators walking on the exact same pavement that he physically laid, thinking you can completely disrespect the extreme sacrifices that he made. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the nostalgic memories of the past, but I am fiercely marching to ensure that his absolute street laws permanently last. This mental family tree was strictly created to show me who the real cowards are. I am the apex predator hunting your artificial organization from incredibly far. I absolutely refuse to let his heavy physical labor be completely done in vain. I am washing your fake reputation away in the freezing metropolitan rain. Every single wrinkle on his face was a heavy map of the actual Project War. I am violently kicking down the heavy hinges on your luxurious mahogany door. I'm taking the heavy old school principles and strictly applying them to the block. You cannot hide from the ancestral vengeance ticking on the heavy analog clock. The heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my
Physical hand.
His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment,
Tearing your fake empire apart.
I'm mathematically injecting the old school venom
Right into your heart.
The heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my
Physical hand.
His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment,
Tearing your fake empire apart.
I am mathematically injecting the old school venom
Right into your heart.
You try to show me the dark visions of the graveyard and the silent stones,
trying to convince my spirit that the courage is missing from my physical bones. But the extreme anger in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof military vest. The real disrespect is letting you fake gangsters breathe this oxygen on the street, while you waste my time hoping I peacefully accept the ultimate defeat. I am violently breaking the glass of the psychological cage you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted metropolitan skyline, drawing a permanent bloody border right across his original boundary line. We are turning the grandfather's memory into the raw fuel for the violent fire, burning your fake history to the ground and reaching significantly higher. The heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my physical hand. His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment, tearing your fake empire apart. I am mathematically injecting the old school venom right into your heart. The heavy dreams of the old architect are the ultimate undisputed command. He passed the heavy iron torch directly into my physical hand. His midnight voice is the ultimate judgment, tearing your fake empire apart. I am mathematically injecting the old school venom right into your heart. Yeah, keep your fake respect.
You cannot manipulate the mind of a soldier
Who was strictly raised by the original foundation
I am the absolute nightmare.
for the new generation of cowards,
We've taken the whole block back.
for the ancestors.
You cowards think I'm getting soft, dreaming about the wooden boat in the mud. You send me these visions of my father teaching me how to cast the heavy line. But this fishing trip is exactly how I mathematically destroy your entire design. You think it is a peaceful memory about the quiet river and the morning sun? This is a massive metaphor for how the absolute street survival is permanently done. My old man taught me how to strictly read the dangerous ripples in the dark tide, while you fake associates are desperately looking for a safe place to physically hide. The concrete jungle is the deep ocean, and you are just the bottom feeding snakes. I'm mathematically baiting the heavy hook and exposing your absolute mistakes. I am casting the raw iron directly into your treacherous metropolitan sea. You are completely out of your depth, trying to physically swim against me. Yeah, we are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. We are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. I see the jealous enemies biting the sharp hook in my deep sleep, thinking you can steal the heavy bait while the dangerous waters slowly creep. You want me to wake up paralyzed by the massive storm hitting the wooden deck, but I am fiercely riding the hurricane and mathematically breaking your neck. This mental fishing trip was strictly created to show me who the real sharks are. But I am the absolute apex predator, hunting you down from incredibly far. I absolutely refuse to let a treacherous current dictate my physical heartbeat. I am pulling the heavy nets and dropping the raw truth directly on the stream. Every single lesson my father whispered over the violent crashing waves is the exact reason why you cowards are permanently destined for the early graves. I am taking the heavy ride and completely violently reeling in your fake pride. The extreme patience of a fisherman is tearing your artificial empire incredibly wide. We are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the
dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. We are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. You try to show me the dark visions of the empty nets and the broken wood, trying to convince my spirit that I misunderstood the absolute code of the hood. But the extreme patience in the night is just a dead weight leaving my chest. I am strapping on the heavy armor and the bulletproof fisherman vest. The real drowning is the corrupt system stealing the oxygen on the block. Why you waste my time with the shallow puddles ticking on the analog clock? I am violently breaking the surface of the psychological ocean you designed, leaving the heavy paranoia and the desperate midnight panic completely behind. I am the physical sun rising aggressively over the twisted metropolitan shoreline, erasing every single shadow trying to cross my physical boundary line. We are turning the heavy fishing trip into the raw fuel for the violent fire, pulling the absolute truth out of the mud and reaching significantly higher. We are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. We are violently reeling the fake predators directly out of the deep. My father taught me the permanent promises that the ocean could never keep. I am dragging your heavy secrets out of the dark water and onto the shore. We are aggressively shutting down your entire operation and locking the door. Yeah, keep your fake deep waters and your shallow threats. We are hunting the biggest predators on the concrete. You cannot drown a soldier who learned how to navigate the absolute storm from his father. I am the ultimate survivor.